Yes. All right. So, does anyone want to do a bit of a recap on where we left off last time?
So,
We just witnessed a domestic.
I guess.
is what?
The demon things fighting.
Yeah.
The creatures
Oh,
fighting.
You don't know their relationship. That's they're pretty Ken doll-esque, but yeah, there could have been
they
a
could be
relationship.
one organism split across multifarious bodies.
They could be that. Yeah, it could be. Who doesn't argue with themselves occasionally? But yet that happened. Other things happened too. But that did happen.
See, you made it to Caracos, obviously.
Yes. Yep.
We are on our way to not to go see Mima, but to take care of Pick Ik Cha's little ghost
Quest.
side quest. We got to go to the memory glass first, and then the hollow, or the hollow then the memory glass. That I can't remember.
Let's see.
that
Memory glass
occurs to me.
first.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we could summarize not only what happened last time, but the last several sessions before that with down the river and over the swamp to Mima's house we go.
Yeah. I mean, you could
Actually,
summarize
that's pretty
the whole
accurate.
thing. That is an option. But yeah, that's it. It wasn't a super eventful session, but I think stuff happened. You did get into the city, or so close to that final destination in various fashions. But yeah, that's enough. I think we'll jump back into it. Um, so you guys have just finished getting rid of some flying stone monsters, and I think you had like I know Pick fluttered down just so that Purser wouldn't be by himself as he
Yep.
feather fell like 160 feet. And everybody else, do you guys like try and race around this pretty wide bending path that goes down, or you just like we'll get there when we get there, Purser and Pick
I
will
mean,
tell us if there's a problem.
I'm moving with a great deal of purpose. I don't want to like trip and fall and break my neck as I
Yeah, that would
fall
be an
down the rest of the
inglorious
stairs.
end to your journey.
So,
And being fair, I did say that I would be fine.
You did. And you have Pick with you, so you're extra fine.
Yeah.
But
Clearly.
so if there is a roll associated with going super fast, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going as fast as I can to safely get down.
reasonably. Gotcha. Okay, no, I just wanted to check. But outside of like, DM, I get out my little red wagon or something like that. It's just a standard. Bammy, you've done this walk. I mean, since you was like,
Since I was knee high to a grasshopper.
yeah, I
I was
mean,
about to
since you
say
were in your
exactly
like your
the same fucking
20s.
thing.
Yeah, since you was tiny. So yeah, you arrive there. You find Pick Pick and Purser. What have you guys been doing to kill the like about 5, maybe 10 minutes it took them to walk down? Are you just chatting?
Assuming that there's nothing like immediately dangerous in the area, I'm going
Not that you
to
see.
spend the what?
Not that you see.
Right. So, as with most of the downtime I've spent on this ill-begotten trip into this godforsaken place, I'm just transcribing some more notes from the spell shard.
Fair enough. All right. And I assume Pick, you're just watching him in awe of his weirdness.
Yeah. She's just adjusting, like reorganizing the stuff in her packs,
Big moth eyes.
repacking everything.
But yeah, you guys get down there, and the immediate area, like the bottom of the ravine, this area is just kind of generally called the Hollow, but also like the actual cave system that goes down is called the Hollow. It's a little odd. But this is a natural dock of black onyx stone. I'm a little silly there, but it's onyx black stone. Sorry. So it's not actually like volcanic glass. It's just that dark. Um, it sits just above the high tide line, and around just like looking around as you kind of move forward through the mist. There are about a dozen ruined giant temples here, all used in various methods of preparing the dead for burial or burning or like whatever the different methods were. Bemi, you've gone in and out of most of these, looked around, at least the ones that were easy to get into. And they're kind of interesting, but, not a lot of good stuff. Meemaw had you, like, loot everything valuable.
Picked this
But-
place keen years ago.
But yeah, as you head towards the truly massive memory glass statue, you see it stands about 80 feet tall, and depicts a female figure with elven features and moth-like wings. Her face is partially covered by her hands, just sort of in a slightly hunched over position, and like holding her face as if she's weeping. The statue itself is made from, you would think just more of that black stone, but like as you approach it, and I assume some of you, any of you have a light source? I think you said you did,
I've
yeah.
got my lit wand.
And so did Satas. Like as the
Well, she
light,
doesn't. She has something else.
yes, but you both have a light
I
source.
cast light on my
I think shield, but regardless, as this light sort of reflects off it, you see it doesn't look the same as the stone you're walking on, which could be granite, it could be who knows, but this has almost a metallic hue to it. And whenever a particularly violent wave hits the stone below, the seawater sprays up across the statue, which just runs down at various points. But you notice, by design or just odd coincidence, most of like the salt water that sprays up around, up high, pours down, like funneling across the face until it pours out from the eyes as if tears.
Just
At its,
to clarify, you said the statue was 80 feet tall, right?
it is 80 feet tall, yes.
So these are really big waves.
Yeah, there's some
Okay.
huge waves that slam into it.
Just needed the
the
image.
the water here is like, Bemi, you tried to convince Meemaw to let you like play with some of the not intact, but occasional only partially sunken like ships here and there. But she always naysayed it because she said that would just be a really quick and unfunny way for you to die. The waters here are really lethal, crazy strong currents and riptides, and a lot of like ruins and things that have sunken into the water to make really rough, like what is it? Underwater hazards. There we go. So yeah, you could do that, sure. But anyways, yeah, it's just this is not this would not be somewhere you'd want to swim. You're not sure how they had docks here, but maybe there's some kind of magical effect that made it better that's long gone.
It usually is.
But yeah, there's actually like looking up at this huge statue, there is an inscription carved in both giant and elven. So for those of you who read and or write those, you could read it.
I no longer do.
I speak Elven.
I Elven and Giant.
There you go. And Bemi, you've read this before. It was kind of weird. But this is very much your friends are visiting your home city, so it's like, and this here says this. It's kind of funny. So here is what it says at the bottom of the statue.
Mmm.
But
I like where this is going. Purser has no idea.
um,
Peter Pan, hands on hips. I don't know what that means, but that's what it say.
but
Ludger shrugs, having no idea what this means.
Can I make a history check?
um,
No reason to know, but maybe.
sure, like maybe you have some inkling of like through oral histories, but this should be rough. You've heard, so you've heard of uh Che Tarius Atolai, but like that's the name of another island, as far as you know. You're not sure why like there's a thing about that. And Stone Oracle sounds like something, but you have no idea. Like as you've heard the name, but you do not remember where.
Okay.
But yeah,
Don't know.
regardless, this is
Shrugs.
a place you're
I'll bear
supposed to
back.
visit. Probably because of the moth wings. Who knows? But like looking up at it, it is. You've heard about it before, but it is really. It's pretty impressive. But just like the longer you stand there and look at it, like all of you feel just like a genuine feeling of like not quite crushing, but pretty bad just sorrow. Like it's just one of those things you could sit here and stare at it and you feel like you've just found out something awful or like a family member has died or something just the longer you look at it. It doesn't get to the point where it's overwhelming, but it's just there's something residual about the whole thing that's just it's hard to hold back tears after a little bit.
Well,
Kick in the
Pick.
teeth.
Oh,
Sorry, go
Where do
ahead,
you
Percy. We'll
well, Pick. What do you need to do here?
Was I told beyond just go in there?
you were told go in, see it, uh, look at the tears, and then go let ghosts go. They
Hey,
like it's very much just a go there, like
wing it.
rub the stone for good luck type thing. That's more of a vibe.
Okay.
And I
They
sorry I
say,
cut. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
oh, go ahead. They say go look and look at tears and go in and let spirit go. That whole instruction.
Of course.
So I
And
look.
Siltalis, what were you saying before I cut you off?
I was gonna ask the same question.
Okay. But yeah, now all that's left is to go. Apparently, you don't have to go too deep into the hollow, but you're not sure like what that qualifies. You've never been here. The instructions are kind of like they assume you'll figure it out. Um, like I said, it's
Th-
just sort of a vague thing.
They say go in and not too deep, but don't know. Not been here.
What is the
Um,
definition of not too deep, my friend?
Yeah.
Don't know.
So, is the hollow like visibly spooky, unsettling in some way?
So, yeah, if you were to like start approaching that once you guys are done with the memory glass, I don't know if you take a rubbing,
She will. Give it a
just
good rub.
pat it for good luck, that type of thing.
She'll give it a good rub.
Why not?
Yeah,
Ludger will
boy.
also touch it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Actually, okay, so it doesn't have any. Yeah, it wouldn't have any particularly like rough effects on you, Ludger, but oddly enough, this is like that sense of sorrow. This is probably the hardest, or at least most most intense emotion you felt in some time. Like that sense of sorrow almost overwhelms you touching it. Everyone else feels that as well, but for some reason it hits you really hard touching it.
That's interesting.
And it doesn't make that doesn't affect pick.
Oh, it affects you. Like I
Just
said,
minimally. Yeah.
yeah, like everyone feels sorrow just being near this, but it's more so for some reason for Ludger. But
Is the additional impact like evident from Ludger's reaction?
he's a pretty stoic guy. It's up to him. It would be hard, but it's not to the level where you need to make a check. It's just for RP purposes, this really hits you, Ludger.
Um, for the meme, a single tear goes down Ludger's cheek.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
there's whether it's a tear or just there's a fair amount of ocean spray even from where you are. So there is just continuous ocean spray soaking all of you as you stand here. So, um, yeah, it's
It's a it's a bad day for rain.
Big sad.
So yeah, Purser's not going to try his luck with the exotic materials that are having such an extreme effect.
It does look
Yep.
like an exotic material, though. I will say that much. 80 feet
I once,
statue of it.
I once leaned on this, and it made me really sad. So I don't lean on it no more.
Hmm.
That's true. You know, I don't think Bemmy has ever lied to you guys when he says stuff like that. All of his stuff is objectively true.
It's just really dumb, so Purser doesn't pay much attention.
But it's wise.
Hey, don't you shit talk, Bemmy.
I'm not shit talking Bemmy, just everything he's ever said.
I mean, yeah.
He's fine as long as he's quiet and in another room.
Hey,
Aw.
Fine. The next time something scary is gonna swoop down from the sky, I ain't gonna say nothing. See how it is.
But anyways, once you guys are all done standing here in the misty sea spray, the hollow would be next, which is pretty simple. You just turn around and walk directly away from the statue. It's a big enough space where it still takes you a little bit because fucking giant city maps. It's like a mile.
Mhm.
But when you start oh, you know what? I will say Bemmy, like, in addition to it makes me sad, Meemaw did tell you stuff. But like racking your brains, mostly to show up like Purser, because you know stuff. Um, you do remember that Meemaw said it was made by the Giants, right? And it was supposed to represent like shame or something for some kind of big betrayal. She never went into any details because she'd usually just end up kind of giggling to herself when it was brought up. But she did say something very mockingly about poor little Cassandra. Um, but yeah, it's you know stuff. But yeah,
Pick is
beyond
just very determined and focused on what she's doing. She's not
yeah,
fast. She's like, I
just
got to do this thing.
fluttering with a purpose.
Yep.
Yeah. So behind you, beyond the many ruined temples and other like lavish, kind of faded or maybe just stained marble structures, is a set of just enormous gates. They're closed at the moment, but Bammy, you've gone through them before. They're not too hard to get open. You just got to angle stuff right, and I'll usually ask me to do something, and they open. But they apparently lead down into that place where it's all foggy passageways, and there's these chatty mist people who try and do stuff. Meemaw was like super clear that you ain't supposed to go down there without permission though, because she says Mist like eat you or something if she doesn't do her like weird magic stuff that she does. Like she usually
Yeah.
does some kind of magic and like puts blood on your forehead and stuff and chants stuff. Then she says you're good to go, but she says don't go without that. like not deep in, but yeah, just you're standing in front of these huge, kind of menacing gates. Or you know what? I won't even say menacing, just like little ominous gates. And pick. Now the question is to like how to get in there.
Can I fit through the gate things?
Um,
Like, is it bars or is it solid?
most of it is solid, but there are like upper points where the rock has sort of cracked and fallen away. You could probably try and squeeze if you flutter up and see how see about wiggling your way in.
She just looks at the rest of the group and then points up. Big gate. I can fit probably, and like points at a crack thing, but not sure if you fit or come inside.
Yeah, it'll be hard for pick. It would be almost impossible for any non-small sized people.
So is there a way to open the gate? Did I miss that?
We could
Mima
try.
does
We haven't
something.
tried.
While troubleshooting my fucking Audible again. Anyway, um,
You guys, if you wanted to do a group strength check and try and haul one open, you could do so.
sure, why not? Let's do it.
Sure, because I mean, we don't want to go in too deep. You don't want to get ate up by the mess. We need to be careful.
Eh.
Push.
The two, we both have the same strength, and we're both just like, my back.
My back.
I might have just gotten a hernia. Can moths get hernias?
I don't think so. I don't know.
It's exoskeleton, so. But a group check would require the whole group, so strength checks from everybody who's participating. I guess you guys could just watch Hick and Solace too.
Ride the
Like
struggle bus.
in true what was the old Flintstone cigarette commercial where it's you know, oh man, I hate to see him working so hard. That's true. Let's go over here where we won't see him. Okay. All right. Honestly, not bad rolls thus
Load your
far.
chips in.
Yeah. Not as so that
Bemmy is
leaves
very, very hesitant. But all right.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
He's
there
not
we
that
go.
hesitant.
Well, he's good at it. He just wasn't
Come
sure if
on,
he should.
Purser.
Does Purser want to? I suppose.
We're all just like pushing, and Purser's like, fuck you, I'm not doing that. Except he disconnected, so we'll maybe give him a minute.
Oh, yeah, that would be fair. Well,
You know,
I'll tell you what, I might roll for him.
Power brown
Scott,
out.
you may have activated my nerdness right now. The fucking
Crap car.
starter car were not nearly as scary as they should have been in the movies. I'm just saying. He's
It's
probably
not
not being.
their fault. Plus, it's not their fault that the Fremen are written to be like ludicrously like OP.
Well,
Oh.
and that's the thing is, there is a point in one of the books where Paul is sitting there talking about the starter car and how they're trained.
Children, we have used our attitude thrusters to get away.
What the actual fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
Okay.
Scott, man, you got to do push to
Okay,
talk.
sorry,
Son.
one moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad was shit talking, but writing from down, and my
Okay.
mic must have picked it up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
No, but like in the books, they're actually terrifying because the starter car, and I hope I'm not spoiling this for anybody. It's not really that big of a spoiler, in my opinion. Starter car are survivors of the House Carino's prison planet. Like you have to survive a certain amount of time, and that means that you are the biggest, baddest motherfuckers on a prison planet. And then they recruit you into the House Carino army. And I'm sorry, they should have been way scarier than they were in the movies. I'm just saying.
So in the movie's credit, there is genuine limits on how much you can put it. Like if we're doing nerd take aparts on shit, like the the battle scenes in the first one were a little like not great. So they were well done, but they like if the Atreides is supposed to
Well,
be skilled tacticians, that was not how you do shit. But
well,
anyways,
and so then Paul is sitting there like he
Yeah,
does talk about in the books, he sits there and he thinks about, the Fremen are really the only ones that could meet the Sardaukar and be on their level because of the way they have to survive. And then he talks about how many millions upon millions of Fremen there are, and that's why he does what he does. I feel like in the movie, not necessarily 100%, but Paul seems to be dragged along by fate rather than by strategy, which he is way more strategic in the books and way less like,
they
I'm
wanted him more
forced upon this
sympathetic.
path,
Yeah, they wanted him more sympathetic.
which is
Anyway,
stupid because that's not the point of the book.
yeah.
listen, I agree, but
pretty
I'm
sure.
gonna do we're back to D&D. All right, so
Yeah.
I
But
do
he's
need.
not back yet.
I know he's not, but we're gonna go ahead. So you guys, for various reasons, Purser doesn't help that much when he's trying to haul with you guys, and yeah, you're not able to get it to budge. Like you do a couple things, like you try and get some rope under it and start hauling, but yeah, you just can't. You can't quite get it to move. You think you hear something a couple times, but these doors are not opening for you. Meemaw does something. She like wiggles her fingers and mumbles stuff there. But you're not sure how it works, Bemmy.
Can
Well,
I do this?
What? Why the fuck is that a thing?
What do you mean? Why the fuck is this?
Call a Roggen Wolf?
Yeah, it was in my spell list.
Yeah, from the Midgard shit. Like, wait a minute.
So
Where's that from?
it's in your compendium.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's a viable spell for the setting. That, yeah, I just didn't
Then
ban all stuff from Midgard. That's all, because that would be
then
like
you
one of
should
four
do that.
things. Well, it's not viable. No, you can't do that.
Okay,
Oh, I'm glad it
never
came up for
mind.
this as opposed to combat.
It's
All right.
not really a combat spell.
Well, let me see. Where was it? Was added
Then
from Midgard, I thought,
could
right?
we rebrand it as a jungle wolf?
Well, no, I'm just trying to like, where did that come from? Because there are some Eberron specific spells that are available, but like,
Paul is swamp donkey.
check this thing here. Creature Codex. Yeah, that's a Creature Codex specific thing. Okay, yeah, no, that would be a no on this one. All right. So pick, you're gonna have to flutter up, and Purser is offering to cast protection from evil and good, and it sounds like he's back.
I'm on my phone at the moment. I'm still getting back in.
Gotcha. Okay.
Pick will look at them and be like, maybe I go? I come back?
Well, you can certainly try, but I don't want you to get ate up by the mess. We could always go see Meemaw first. She could probably help us open these doors.
Huh.
Not sure. I try. I look.
Don't go too far.
I'm gonna cast Warding Bond on Pick before she leaves because she's going in by herself.
Okay. Fair enough.
Not take long. They say it not far. And I give spirit. They want to go. So they know. They know where they go. I just take.
Just I'm gonna go press myself against the thing and say, stay within 60 feet of me as long as you can.
Use
Like
tie
I'm like
rope.
leaning against the gate so that she has as much room to work with as possible.
Tie
I be
rope.
careful.
Tie rope. You want rope?
Rope.
Tie rope.
Yeah.
Tie rope around your waist.
I carry rope.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we should do is we should form a human ladder to get Satalis as high as possible. So she's
This is a
so she's
giant-sized
closer.
door. We're not going to make much difference.
It is, yeah. It's
Every
like
little bit helps.
this is big by giant standards. Like this would be meant to be intimidating as they look up. Okay, so give me a general dexterity check just to like wriggle in through this this little basically crack.
Really, Rogue? Really? It's not
Yeah,
going good.
yeah. So Pick there. You don't get stuck, but there is some frustrated squeaking that everyone hears, like echoing down through the stone. As like you
Pick?
see two little feet like kicking out of the thing before Pick pulls herself out.
I'm also
Uh,
gonna mind link with her before she leaves so that we can talk.
that's fair.
It's too small. Try a
I
different crack. This one
but
too
you
little.
oh okay, but be careful. Don't tear anything. She doesn't really understand how delicate your wings are, or if they're delicate at all. But she's don't tear anything.
Just stupid Rook.
Okay. Yeah, I would say there's like two more. But you know,
Yeah.
it's kind of a risk here. So yeah, give me another dex check. You went with the biggest
Flutters
one
over to another
first, so
one.
this
Yeah.
one may be a little harder. Yeah.
Stick her little fingers in there first.
Yeah.
Like,
You can
okay,
get an
that
arm
feels
in
like it.
pretty easy, so
Yeah.
yep, that's through.
For the love of God.
Mm.
Okay.
Someone did someone give me cast something on me to give me advantage?
Sure. Yes.
do I have inspiration?
I will give you fucking here. Have a
inspiration.
I use a spell all the time. Why do I not? Enhance ability. There. You
Sure.
have enhance ability.
I will allow that. Yeah, if you yep, by all means, if you use a spell, yeah, then pick, you have advantage on it and you get the crit and you're able to wriggle through. For a moment, for a horrifying moment, you genuinely think you get stuck. Like you wiggle in and it's like your legs and the lower part of your body is sticking out. But then you're able to like something gives way and you're able to just slide through and like you start falling before you catch yourself and flutter down.
Panic
And yeah,
squeaking, and then Satalis gives her a little oomph.
yeah. And yeah, you flutter
Panic.
down to a like the very faint sounds of sea, the like the the nearby sea and your friends like right after you fall through. You don't notice it, but it is incredibly quiet. Like you the sound of like the rocks falling with you as you flutter down doesn't it sounds like super muffled and doesn't echo as far as it should. And you're looking down a set of incredibly like weathered looking or just barely a moment away from crumbling giant sized steps that seem to lead almost directly down into like a enormous tunnel that there's a little bit of mist up here, but like if you started going down the steps, it's just like stepping into like a science fair or something where they have dry ice. Like it's that level of thick
Thick,
for
yeah.
mist. Yeah. You
She
would just
looks at
it'd
the
be like
spirit
stepping
with
into
her
water.
and is like, "This good? Still want to go?" And points down the steps.
It looks a little uncertain, but like there is a ritual that you can do to like I say ritual, but it's more like cheerleading. It's basically just trying to encourage it to go.
Okay.
There's limited magical element of it, but it is a ritual. And yeah, if you perform that, then any trapped ghost with you should be sent onwards, or at least be encouraged to. They seem
Okay.
a little scared now that they're like right here.
Try to give like lots of reassurance, like, "It is good. This is quest. This is proper. Many go before."
Like, give me a performance check for the ritual to see, like, if you want to do that, or
I
persuasion
will.
if you just want to try and talk them into it.
I have no bonus either way, so I will just wait. What is okay? I don't have that. Let's see.
You know what? You're trained in the ritual. The performance would be at advantage. Like you've been trained
Okay.
in this. It's basically part of your people's culture. So
We'll give it a shot. It is okay. You can do it.
Yeah. With a last few like reluctant looks, they start to step into the mist, and as they do, like it's less that their form like is going underwater and getting less distinct, like you would expect, like the mist kind of parts around them as they go down. And it's more like they just sort of start to, as they go down, they just dissolve into the mist itself. And yeah, like there's a moment of sort of loneliness you feel as like these constant companions of yours are truly gone. But yeah, looking down into that swirling, like now that you're this close, almost whispering mist. Now that you're looking at it, your charges are gone, and you've
Aw.
completed your pilgrimage.
Aw. She stands there and looks for a while and is like, hello? Good?
The mist. There's no words, but it's definitely there's almost like a murmuring, as if something's trying to speak to you, or you just can't quite hear it.
I know this is not a wise decision. Were we ever advised do not engage with the mist?
Um,
I think Bemmy said don't
Let me
do
see.
it.
Don't go in too deep.
Yeah,
You don't want to go in too deep. You get ate up by the mist. That's what me mom said.
you get
ate
edited
up.
by the mist.
Get ate up.
ed up, yeah. Specifically ed up, not eat. Like that's silly.
Nope.
Uh,
You get ate.
Are there
but
any little like pebbles or rocks around
the
on the
stuff
other
that you
side?
knocked off when you
Fell.
like fell
Okay.
in, yeah.
She'll pick up one of those and then just kind of like hold all her little hands to her chest and be like, bye. Hope good. And then put the little rock in her pocket and fly back up to try to squeeze back through the other side.
Okay. Yeah. If you do not go into the beckoning mist, then yeah, you just flutter up, and with a couple more like it's kind of harder now. You're not sure why. No need for a check. It's just for flavor. It's like
Yeah.
with lots of squeaking, you're able to get out.
It's not a flattering or graceful exit in any way.
No, this is like grown man or woman trying to use the children's playgrounds, like trying to get out of like one of the slides or something. But yeah, you're able to eventually wriggle out, and you have, like I said, you've completed your pilgrimage, and I think you were probably, I assume you were keeping Sotala somewhat up to date, so that I guess they're not panicked down there, but your friends are looking up, or at least down there, waiting for you.
So, how
Yeah,
long did this take since I was disconnected?
It would have taken the first, like, I would say about 10 minutes. You guys were trying to strength check the door open. And some of the averages, some of the rolls weren't great. I may have rolled for you and gotten a 6. But uh, that took about 10 minutes, and when Pick was in there, it took a good 15 minutes. So it's been about 25 minutes now.
Okay.
So it's approaching like 11 o'clock at night.
When she gets back through the little thing and gets back down, she goes, they go. I think good. Shrugs.
All done.
All done.
That's good.
Very good.
Sad they are gone, but good they are gone. Miss tried to call. Did not go.
What?
Miss tried want me to go in? Talking, trying to speak, and then call
Well,
me. I not
thank
go.
you for not going in.
Curious. Seem nice.
Okay. Yay,
Per-
talking mist.
Producer just shrugs and says, Doler.
I did have a table ready. Okay,
What
but
is?
Place for the dead. It's no place for the living.
I'll go someday.
If
Not
you're-
today.
Yeah. Nah, you don't. You just don't want to go without making the proper precaution. It's
Thank you. Puts her hands up towards her friends.
I, of course, have no reason to fear such things.
I give you a high five if that's what you're looking for.
She wasn't, but she's really excited to receive one, and then looks
Does
like
she
she's
know
thinking
what
about
it
it for a
is?
minute, like, no.
slap
She's just
hands.
like,
slap
slap
hands.
hands.
Slap hands.
But she looks thrilled with the outcome, and so this might be a thing she asks for in the future.
Yeah, what do you guys want to
Okay.
do?
What else do we need to do here?
See,
Mima
Mima.
lives
I-
right over here.
I
Mhm.
would
boy.
wish to recuperate some of my strength before encountering Mima.
Maybe Mima have a nice place to rest and tea.
No, I don't think so.
Not that bad, Benny. Like, you grew up there. There's some nice parts.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Mimo. How scary is an old drow lady possibly? It can't be that.
She's very scary, Bemi. Even
I-
I'm scared of her.
Yeah, but scared or
We've
just don't like. But
We've heard about your Meemaw, where we're from, and she's
Was she-
scary to us.
really,
Yes,
what kind of things you hear?
I give him a very very high level overview.
So
Oh.
you heard about her sisters primarily, but they're like all nightmares from fairy tales type thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They are the boogeymen.
Or at least some of them. Everyone has a lot of potential boogeymen.
Right, but they are the boogeymen in all the kids' stories.
Yeah, that's true. Like they feature pretty
I'm-
heavily in children's stories.
But
I'm
maybe
nearly
Mima's an
positive
exception. After
that
all, she raised
Eberron-
Benny.
I'm nearly positive that Eberron has its own version of Hansel and Gretel, and Bemi's Meemaw is the witch.
Oh yeah, definitely there would be a night hag or a hag of some kind in there.
The
It's more
googies are coming.
complicated than that, but yeah.
But anyways, it sounds like when she says that, you're like, oh, that's not my Mima. See, like it's a wrong name. Like,
Which wrong name? Yeah.
yeah, I know. That does sound a lot like Mima though. It sounds like something she'd do. She told you stories.
Probably
about
just
stuff
confused.
Like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably just confused. It's all right.
Demi puts up
And
like
besides,
he's the thinker of the party, clearly.
Clearly.
Mima raised Bemi, so she has to be all right.
Bemi
That's
good.
true. That's true.
Benny, all I ask is that you don't promise anything on our behalf.
What?
Don't
Why would
tell
I
her
make-
that we will give her things. Don't tell her that we will do things. I don't want to make her any promises.
Why would I say that you're gonna do something? You don't make promises for other people. That's just rude.
Precisely.
But I
So
get the feeling that's something she taught him.
yeah, probably. That would have been one of the early lessons. Mostly like for her specifically, but it's
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys decide to get it sounds like a bit of a short rest.
I would appreciate that. I don't know about everyone else.
Good.
Okay. So looking around, Bemi, like no checks needed, oh, that temple has like a cool thing in the back where it's like really, it's still mostly intact and there's like a big oven type thing that you can sit in and it's kind of cool. It's really sheltered.
It's a real big oven. It's real comfy, cozy, and it's in a house made of gingerbread.
It's
I
not.
th-
It's
I think he's describing a crematorium.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like it's a giant sized crematorium as you guys go in. But the door to like the oven part of it has like rusted off more or less, so you're able to go in and out. And yeah, it does seem like a pretty sheltered place to while away an hour. I imagine
Sure.
Wow.
your other discussion was like while you're sitting in this like misty ruin, you're going over like, Demi, don't promise things for us, please.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, does anybody else want to just do anything during the short rest?
Pick is gonna meditate on her experience and letting go of her friends and completing her task. Since
Yeah. Now that you're away from the mist, like it seemed oddly inviting when you were there, but now that you're away from it, you're like, you think maybe your friends had a point. That was kind of spooky. Like now you're thinking back on it and you're not like there trying to listen to the voices. It was just really tempting to get closer to hear them because you feel like you could if you just went a little closer. But
yeah,
in hindsight, yeah, that was somehow it seems spookier now that you're thinking about it and it's not there in front of you.
yeah. She's like, I made good choice.
I am.
I am smart.
But
Whole tenant.
yeah, you guys all get a bit of a rest, chance to recover your energies in various fashions. So if anyone wants to roll on hit points or things like that, there you
I think I am hurt. Oh, I am a little hurt.
Oh wow. All right.
go. I think some people got hit last time. Usually it's just Purser.
Because you keep swapping places with people.
Oh,
I
I'm
feel
not
like
saying it's
Purser's
not
just
by
into
design.
it, you know?
Oh, all right.
No,
Like,
I've already seen that
he
character.
he he's just into it, you know?
Hurt me.
I don't know. I don't want to. I actually liked that character, but kudos on Dan for knowing, like, all right, that's as much edge as I can handle.
Oh, he had plenty more edges to spare.
I know. But yeah, once everybody's rested and recovered, Knucklebone Cave is 15-minute walk down the road.
Yes.
Onward.
Setting out, it's about midnight, dead of night, and there's some pretty serious cloud cover. It's obscuring most of the moon's light, but you guys, with various light sources, you're okay. Some of you without it, but it does help because it like adds color to the world. Um,
Since we're probably moving slower for the people that do need to walk through things, Pick is going to look for interesting rocks along the way.
okay, it's mostly
Ancient
rubble
rune
and
rocks are
such,
cool.
but yeah,
Yeah.
you could definitely grab stuff.
Interesting shape things. It's
To
for stuff to wrap later.
flutter down, like pick up something, see like try to pick up a bit of rubble and see that's like connected to a much bigger piece and not be able to lift it, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the western side of the hollow is an open cave leading into cliffside as you approach. There's no grand gates here. It looks much more naturally formed, has none of the carvings or decoration that the rest of the area does. Um, But like as you get closer, you see that there are some totems, you might call it, sort of around it. And let's see here. Okay. There we go.
Purser's just clutching at his amulet as we approach.
And like there's small handmade things, and like as you get closer, you see the entire uh, cave itself uh, looks like, especially in the dim light or just little bit of light coming from your guys' stuff, has the appearance of a skull with its mouth wide open. There's two large carvings of skulls on either side of the mouth. And Bemmy, that's home. That's Knucklebone Cave where you and me all it.
Times it move.
I'm sorry, sometimes it move, you said?
Yeah, they can move, right?
Well, the thing in there can move sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
What thing?
We'll get there. Oh, so can we update pics? Here we go.
You grew up here?
I mean, this I've been pretty much all over the place here. But yeah, this was home. This is where Mima lived, and yeah, I've been into the Hollow. I've been in quite deep before, but it's it's pretty scary. But yeah, I've been all over this place.
Just to make sure, Bemmy, what's your current actual hit points?
Um, full at full. I'm at full now, but
You're
it's
at full.
32.
Okay, I wanted to make sure it was okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you guys are approaching this this big ol' spooky cave, and as you guys are doing that, everyone give me a perception check.
Oh Jesus.
Pick is distracted by the rocks.
Yeah, Pick is really excited
And
about the
she's
rock
talking with
selection here.
Bemmy, like she's fluttering
Yeah.
overhead, talking to them. Yeah. Okay. So, there's this strange humming noise as you guys approach that seems to be coming from all around almost. And like it's a little harder for you to hear because it's not coming. You don't hear it as well. For those of you on the ground, it seems to be coming up from your feet, like into your very hearts. So those of you who got 16 or higher can go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Okay, let's see here. Okay. Yeah, both of you almost feel yourselves like Satalis and Bemi, both of you. It's you can't understand the words to this humming song almost, but it starts to sort of like almost draw you in, but you that last minute you sort of come to your senses and sort of shake it off. But there's something strange in the ground.
That don't look good.
Well, you don't
I
see
look down
anything
and
yet.
I'm confused. Is there like a rock I could assure my party to stand on in case
Well,
it's a monster?
on that note, why don't I put you on a map?
For a social encounter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks very social.
Yeah, very social. So, also to keep up with the social theme, if everybody could roll initiative, just for social reasons.
The church social.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Man, I'm way zoomed in. There we go.
I was too.
I love that the fucking Roll20 once again undid Whisper Rolls, which I know was on. Okay, cool, it's fine. All right.
All I is an L. So.
Fine.
I mean, Satalis, like at least this way you get to go at the very end and you can probably do any healing that you need to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna look on the bright side here, I guess.
Did I just
Man,
beat Bemmy?
I rolled a 3. What can I do?
Oh, he probably beats me on the tiebreaker though.
What's
Yeah,
your dexterity, Bemmy?
Today at 18.
So Pick goes first.
Oh yeah,
As long as someone beat Bemmy.
yeah, that's true. Okay, so Ludger,
A minute. Do
um,
I have advantage? Because if I only roll once,
um,
yeah, it doesn't matter. Go ahead.
he-
I'm not on.
I feel like it's not normally an issue, so I hadn't honestly given
It's
it much of
not.
thought to it. Like
Don't even
normally,
worry about
it's pretty hard for you to lose normally.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's all right.
Ludger, you're not like the ground was sort of humming, but you didn't hear it that well. You didn't have to make any checks, so you're not sure why Satalis and Bemmy are looking weirded out.
Well, I'm gonna say that well, Bemmy said that, this is Mima's place. And, Ludger trusts Bemmy, so he sees no reason to even have his weapon out. Like, he's just chilling,
That's fair. Nothing's happened.
getting ready to meet Mima.
Fair enough.
If anything, he's probably like straightening his hat and his cravat and everything, trying to make himself look nice.
Okay.
And yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Pick what would you like to do? It was like a weird humming from down there. It was weird.
Can I do a perception to see if I see anything weird in the area?
Um,
Or
sure.
something that stands
Yeah,
out?
go ahead.
Looking around because there's nothing right now.
You don't see anything odd. It's just a spooky cave. The ground's not humming anymore.
I guess I'm gonna go in the middle of my friends and hover slightly above them and look around and draw my
Okay.
bow and wait.
Okay. Fair enough. Bemmy, what'd you like to do?
Bemmy's going to take an arrow and he's going to shoot it and have it land right there, if possible.
I didn't see. I'm sorry. I just moved to the
It's
right.
just farther. It's just
Oh,
farther
I see.
away.
I see. I was zoomed in. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll. Mostly
You
just to
can
see
do
if
it.
the shot goes well.
That's
Yeah.
14.
I mean, that's to hit the ground. You successfully hit the patch of stone or ground that you were looking to hit.
Anything feel different?
It feels like you shot some of the equivalent of the sidewalk outside your childhood home.
Okay.
It didn't crack or anything. It's sturdy, but it's the arrow's over there. Hopefully the head isn't chipped or something. And anything else?
So I'm going to go and pick up the arrow.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da.
Well, did you dash? Because you did attack.
Mm.
Oh.
Let's see. 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yep, that's 35. My bad.
Cool.
There you go.
Cool. All right, Purser, what would you like to do?
So Purser's on a bit of a hair trigger right now, and as soon as Bemmy opens fire, Purser opens fire, and he'll cast like create bonfire right around where the arrow landed.
You know what? Inspiration. I really like that. It's like, guys, what was
By
that?
the light of the flame!
I don't know. What's going there? There's just like multiple shots ringing out. No, I like that. Okay, so bonfire erupts near your arrow, Bemmy. I won't say it burns it or
Meanwhile,
anything, but you're like, wow.
meanwhile, Ludger's wondering why everyone else is freaking out.
So do you keep the bonfire there, or?
Oh, I'll keep it up.
Okay, so let me get you a little fire token here. Posty Thaumaturgy. Subscription. There it is. Wee little ball of fire. Right there. There you go.
Cool.
And yeah, so there's a fire there spreading. Like now the area is all of a sudden brightly illuminated compared to when you guys were just kind of shining your equivalent of flashlights around. I know it's not like it doesn't actually give off crazy light, but I've always mentally pictured that as giving more light than the light cantrip.
Yeah, bonfire isn't gonna not make any, but yeah, you
Yeah,
can specify.
exactly. Like, yeah. Specify or not, I always thought it was a silly thing that people were like, "Oh, it doesn't say it gives light." Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, that'll be it for Purser.
Okay. And so Collis. Wait a moment. There it is.
I
So,
she's kind of like looking at everybody and confused as fuck
um,
because this is getting weird.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So I need a deck saving throw from everyone as the ground underneath you, Purser, and Pick erupts in what looks like a black swirling void.
20.
Okay.
There you go,
Okay.
Rogue.
All right.
Purser's just on edge and ready for anything.
So, Purser and Pick, you guys are knocked away from this space. Success. Pushed. Yeah, it doesn't say you're prone. You're just knocked away. Okay. So Silcalis, this weird swirling like orb almost that erupts from the ground, sucks you in, and
okay.
you currently have total cover from attacks and other effects and things like that. Um, but you're somewhere where you don't know where you are, and everything is black, and you can't see or anything, and you can't currently breathe. And I'll show an image of what's crawling out of the ground.
Guys, I got it.
Yeah, kind of. Let's see, there it is. So this is what's currently coming out of the ground. Um,
Yeah, that is distressing.
uh, the it's like a drake breaching the water's surface as this thing comes up. It's vaguely humanoid with like a bloated abdomen, misshapen claw-like arms, tiny legs that end in hooves. But eh, and a couple like humanoid faces currently murmuring to themselves and looking very distressed in its sides. But the most notable and disturbing thing about this creature is it doesn't have any kind of head. Instead, there's just this swirling mass of black around where the head would be on a human. And so, one sec here. Let me see.
Was it disturbing the stone as it passed through, or is it just like phasing
It
through?
was not. It was basically phasing through. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me check here something before we go to Sill's turn. Okay. So, interestingly enough, Satalis, it is your turn and you're not restrained in any way. You can't see because everything around you is black, but you could you feel like you're kind of floating, suspended, but you can move around, and if you reach out and touch, you can feel the surface.
But I can't breathe.
You can't breathe, but you can move very freely.
Uh, uh, guys,
They do not hear you, although you don't know that.
Does her voice echo in the void, or does it just stop?
It just stops. And if you try to reach out telepathically, it seems to just stop as well. Like you can feel it doesn't make the connection.
like, is there an obvious target where I could hit?
I mean, the only
To,
surface you feel like you're floating almost in water. The only thing you could hit is this like surface that you reach out and can touch at the end of your fingertips.
that's nice. That's just it's beautiful. Um, we'll try and inflict wounds on it just to
Okay. All
see
right.
if this will does a
Oh,
24 hit?
24 hits, absolutely.
We did that at level 1. 7 necrotic.
Okay. All right. Yeah, like the surface sort of starts to crumble as like the energy you're pulsing into it wears away at the stone. It feels like it's aging, or you assume it's stone. Given your experience thus far, it's a fair assumption. It's probably stone. But it feels like it's crumbling under your fingers. And it like there's a faint tremor in the stone itself as you do this. And more of like for the first time, you at currently all you were hearing was like the sound of your own heartbeat in your ears. It was just deathly quiet. But with this, some of those whispers kind of come back around, sounding agitated. And yeah, pretty good.
So I can hold my breath for approximately 3 minutes. This ought to be interesting.
hmm And yeah,
So,
sorry, go ahead.
if it's fine, Purser would like to make a what the fuck is this thing roll.
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check. That's absolutely.
And does the whisper make any sense to me?
They do not. You do not speak that language, and it's given the vibe that you got before when you really listened, you're not sure if actually listening hard is a good thing here. You feel like listening too hard to those voices does very bad things.
Okay.
So I'll spend my inspiration to make that a 20.
Okay. This is it's a little obscure, but you remember
Clearly.
reading about stone sirens. And it originally caught your ear because, like, we'll say in your youth, you were looking up sirens for various reasons in the church. And what this came up, and this was not quite what you were looking for initially. Like, this was not what you were hoping for sirens.
Various
So,
reasons.
this is like the description matches this really strange appearance. It's odd enough that that's kind of what triggers the memory. In the same way that there's like things called dryads affiliated with Avash, and like they don't look anything like what dryads are supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm.
This stone siren is there's a lot of theories about like beyond, it being something from a realm that shouldn't exist, just like all of these abominations. There's a lot of theories about like how it works without any head, but it seems to gain some type of sustenance from the humanoid peoples that it consumes with what seems like kind of a miniature black hole atop it. And when someone dies, after having been consumed, their face appears in the stone on its hide. Um, and staying in there for any amount of time, starts to basically tear away at the soul and body of whoever's inside. It's also one of those things where miners complain about these things if they start hearing like strange singing in the stone itself. That's a terrible sign, and they all flee because the singing that these things can have, especially if you can actually understand any of it, paralyzes or just otherwise entrances anyone who listens to it.
Oh
So,
boy.
yeah.
Do I know what creature type it is? I'm guessing aberration.
Aberration. Absolute, like, in character aberration, like that quickly,
Mm-hmm. So, Purser will call out. Sultala should still be alive in there, but we need to work quickly. Cover your ears if you can.
What?
Pick uses 2 sets of her little hands to cover her ears.
And your ears are just small little holes, like,
Yep,
along
just
the side of your
little-
heads.
Uses 1 set and just plugs her little ears.
We won't even go too far and say that like you're your grasshopper option, like your ears are holes on the side of your legs. I'll leave that to you.
That would be hella weird. No, we'll just make it a little less weird.
She puts on a pair of socks. Yeah, good.
Shoulders, knees, and ears.
Puts,
Oh,
puts on
God.
a set of programming socks and calls it a day. Okay. So, Ludger, what would you like to do with this new information?
Okay. Ludger will do action surge. Don't know
It's fair.
exactly what type of action it would be to draw his weapon because he had not drawn it up to this point. Because I mean, we
I
were
believe
visiting
it's free.
Mima.
I believe it's free to get a weapon out, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
As long as it's like sheathed, you can't like
Yeah,
pull it
yeah,
out of
yeah.
the
Like
bag.
this is he would definitely at all times have that shit ready to pull. So yeah,
Yeah.
You're good. You get it out.
Okay, so I do action surge. I am going to shoot the cat C at point blank range.
Okay.
Do. Okay, 11.
11. Like the shots. One of them, we'll say the shot like seems to sink into that black hole thing. It doesn't go in and hit anyone, we'll say, but yeah, well, just for flavor, the shot seems to sink into like the black hole on its where its head should be.
Okay, and as a bonus action, I will stab it with my bayonet.
Fair enough.
Okay, that is
Ah,
a
that
16.
hits. That hits. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use one of my superiority die to do a distracting shot, so the next person gets advantage.
Okay. Oh, and
So,
I will add before anything else, Purser. The other thing you remembered is that there have been stories of people surviving after getting swallowed if they just hack away at like the interior of it. If they can harm it enough, it seems to spit them out. Sorry, I
As
just wanted
useful
to
as
add
that
that.
information is, I can't really communicate that to Soltalis right now.
I just wanted to get that info out. Okay. Cool.
I don't
So
suppose you. No, we wouldn't have sending yet. Never mind.
The crazy purser thing to do might be to go in with her.
You swap places. You swap.
If she finds you in here, she may kill you herself.
it's not the worst idea. I'm just putting it there.
okay, so 13 damage with a
Yep.
superiority. Then I'm going to move to Bemi's location. I don't mind incurring an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Yeah, it will do that.
Bammy hits you on the butt.
It will.
By the way,
Yeah.
does the shield do anything to illuminate my light shield? Is it
That's a
doing anything?
fair question. Actually, you know what? It will say there's some illumination, but it's limited to like 5-foot circle around you. It seems
Okay.
like the space itself is pushing back against the light. But
Bitch.
it will attack you with its orifice, which is to say the black
Me?
hole. No. Okay.
It's orifice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ludger.
And okay, so 14 to hit Ludger.
That is a miss.
Okay, very good. Yeah, as a bunch
Okay,
of stuff gets sucked up.
Okay, and to finish out my action surge, I will shoot it again with my cat C. And hopefully this time hit.
Okay,
As a 26.
that definitely hits. Yeah.
Okay, and
And what
6 piercing.
what were you
6
doing with?
piercing.
Cool. What were you doing with the superiority die? What was the effect?
Distracting strike.
Distracting
You're
strike.
distracting, which the next, I think the next ally to attack it gets it has advantage.
Okay, I just want to know if I should be making a check. Okay. Nice. Then
Nope.
in that case, we will go from Ludger to Pick. What would you like to do, Pick?
Pick is extremely upset that Satalos is in there, and so the cursing is going to begin again, and she's going to be telling it to spit her friend out very aggressively. I think she's going to, because I'm not going to move. I'm going to
Well,
take
if you
the...
move, you an attack, you would still get advantage because my
Oh.
ability.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's free shot,
Real
free
estate.
steady aim with
How
movement.
tall is this thing?
It's 10 feet tall.
Okay, then she's going to go
Well,
above
9
it.
since it doesn't have a head, but yeah, the space fills 10.
Go above it about
Okay.
15 feet.
Okay.
And just try and fire right down into it with her
Okay.
bow.
Okay. Don't get a 1.
Please don't get a 1.
From inside.
I don't
someone
need you to get a
stabs you with an
like I get
Aw.
shot from
No,
inside and I'm like,
19.
oh,
That's a 19.
Yeah, hey,
It's a
there you
19.
go.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, yeah, so the shot goes in and there's like a you know what? Since that was flavored pretty nicely, there's like a heavy like crack sound. The first sound you've heard outside of your own like the blood in your ears, Sotalis. Somewhere nearby you there was like crack sound that sounded like metal bouncing off stone or something.
Oh.
So
And
Good
she
to know.
continues to verbally degrade this thing and
Not sure if it
aggressively
can hear
talent to
you.
spit her friend out. It does. It's for her. It's
I
not
know.
for them.
I know. I have been there, yeah. All right, so with
You
that,
let them go, you bastard.
anything else before we go to Bemmy?
That is all.
Okay, Bemmy, what would you like to do?
Bonus action, Hunter's Mark.
Okay, we'll add a green dot. Okay, it is Hunter's
Okay.
marked.
And this is my first attack, so I get 2 of them.
Cool.
So here is a longbow and a longbow.
They both hit. Yep.
Fan-freaking-tastic. That's what I like to hear. So, we'll have boom, and we'll have boom,
Yeah, you guys are
and
doing
we
pretty good.
get boom and boom.
Very good. Very good.
So that is 29 points of damage.
Yeah, that's very good. As you we'll say your shots, like both shots completely shatter one of the faces in the side of it. And like the other faces let out a scream as it like a long scream as it stumbles around, clawing at the air, swinging wildly.
No.
It hasn't made any sounds besides like the faces on it. Like, but yeah. Anything
Does the black
else?
hole at least make an ominous humming?
It doesn't. There's no noise around it, as weird as that is.
Well, let's see. If I do an attack that deals piercing damage, I can re-roll one of the damage dice, but I'm okay. An 8 and a 10 is alright. I don't need to roll
pretty
any more.
good.
That's
That's
not
pretty
bad.
good. Okay. So in that case, we will go to Cursor. What would you like to do?
Okay. Cursor will do what he does best.
Dive
He will
into its mouth?
cast. Well, unfortunately, it is 10 feet tall. So he
Fair
will
enough.
move to here, interpose himself between it and his friend,
Okay.
and he will cast Shield of Faith on himself. Use a first level spell slot. And let's see. Yeah, we'll just stab it with a sword.
Okay.
It's a 9 to hit.
9 does not hit.
Okie dokie.
We'll say like you're swinging at it, but it's hard to maintain that and the shield at once, while like those faces are shrieking. It's distracting. But yeah.
Yeah, I will note if it makes a like orifice attack against me with the intent of like consuming me like Siltalis, I will allow it to happen.
Okay.
Oh my god. She's
It
going
does
to
not
murder
know.
you.
Going in.
Like when this is all over, if you end up inside it, she's gonna be like, "Do you need me to slit your throat? Because it seems like you have a death wish, and I'm happy to help you with that." This is gonna be a canon event if you end up inside of it.
Well, I
Okay.
won't tell Siltalis that I did it on purpose.
Exactly. Yeah, guys, I need
She
you. I need
doesn't
you to
need
be
to
cool
know.
about this. I need you.
Be cool, bro.
Don't tell her. All right. All right. Let's see.
Does anything happen to me on its turn?
Yeah, that's what I was actually just rolling on.
Oh, great.
So you take 22 necrotic damage as
Jesus.
Whoa.
this thing
Okay.
seems to be like unraveling you. Like you're not sure how much. Actually, it's very odd. Your hand that you were like chipping away at it with, you find you can't pull it back from the stone, and it feels like it's like trying to swallow your hand.
Well,
You're not mechanically
guys,
grappled, but that seems to be what's happening.
guys, I need you to fully understand. If that happens again, it's all over.
I have no idea what you just said because
know
you're
what kills
inside of the
us.
giant black hole creature.
Well, this was out of character.
Oh, then in that case,
Well,
I
just
wasn't
so
paying
that
attention to anything you just said. I'm kidding.
well, fuck you.
Yeah.
All of these things are fair. And then let's see. It would look around. You're
Being
not sure how. Yeah, go ahead.
being digested.
Yes. So it's gonna try and look around. Somehow it can tell Pick is too far away. And honestly, it does sound like it has a plan here, as much as it plans for anything. Oh, it's pretty smart. So it's going to make one orifice attack against Purser
Help.
Don't
for
go in.
I'm a
13
hero.
necrotic damage.
You're
Eh,
gonna be dead.
And
Uh,
I'll still be a hero.
that's yeah, but one doesn't negate the other. If it's uncontested, yeah, it's just 13 necrotic, as it just swallows you up. And then it's all of you watching from the outside are a little shocked that like it seems a little surprised at how easy that was. And then
Purser kind
it's
of like jumps into it,
yeah,
leaning into the blow.
Yeah, to use the same meme, Purser lavers himself with barbecue sauce and dives headfirst into its jaws.
and then it plummets into the ground. One sec here. Pick was not supposed to
Fuck.
go into the GM layer.
About to say they
Pick
just
did. Okay.
disappeared from the turn order.
It yeah, don't worry, I can still see him. And yeah, it feels it tunnels or burrows down some, certain amount of distance. And Satalis, it is your turn. You are still free to do stuff. But there is an odd moment when someone brushes against your back.
Siltalis, can you hear me?
I turn to look and I mind link because I don't want to waste my breath. It's like, you did this on purpose, didn't you?
Now,
Oh yeah, the air mode. Can
I don't
talk?
mind link because that's
you
an
can't
action,
talk,
but
but
it's not an action. It's not anything to just be like, you did this
judgmental
on
psychic
purpose.
waves, yeah. You immediately can tell it's Purser because of how ornate the thing is on your back, sure. And
And in an effort not to just give up and die, I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon,
okay.
and it's gonna whack and do 6 force. And in another
Okay.
effort,
So,
what?
before you do anything, because it happened this turn, between the damage Pick did earlier and the damage you just did, you reached the capacity for it, and you and Purser are forcibly ejected. Now, you're ejected into solid stone, so there's a bit of a kick effect as you're both like rocketed upwards and thrown out of the ground. Uh,
And how
here
much damage do we
and
take?
here. Well, that's the question. One second, let me roll on. Um,
We have no healing potions.
you both
I
take
have no healing ability.
5 bludgeoning damage as you're like rocketed through the stone and launched out. But you are alive and out of digestion. And yeah, you can continue your turn. Sorry about that. I interrupted.
She looks at him just like, you didn't do anything. I did.
I
And
got her, guys.
You didn't do anything. It was all me.
Good job, Purser.
Do not say good job to him.
I feel like that's 6 seconds of yelling.
I'm gonna on myself.
And yeah, so Ludger, it is your turn. What would you
Okay,
like to do?
in that case, yeah,
Is
Ludger is
there
going
wait?
to.
I didn't get to move. Is there any rock I could stand on where it won't fade? Like, is there any place I could possibly stand?
These things are
That
about 5 feet off the ground. If you can run over to those skull statues and hop on them.
well, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So that'll be as far as I can go, but I'm running.
Okay, yeah, I will allow it. We'll say you were like launched out, kind of standing because of the way this works, it's weird. But yeah, then now it is Ludger's turn. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Okay. Ludger, without thinking, I think you're gonna take a dash action.
Okay.
You asshole!
Okay. Well, he could help you up there now, we'll say. But yeah, anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Purser, were you still you know what? Did you keep concentrating on the bonfire?
No.
Probably not. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm concentrating on Shield of Faith.
Okay. Pick, what would you like to do? Your friends are back.
Hey. She's very excited about this. And did it leave any kind of hole where it went, or it just bloop?
No, it's like it didn't even make any like mark in the stone. It just seems to be moving through it.
So, does my hunter's mark on the thing disappear now that it's?
It does not. So you're able to keep like now you have a tremors radar type thing.
Okay.
It's over here, still directly underneath where your friends popped out of the ground via whack-a-mole.
Is this a taller thing that could be scaled with
Oh, absolutely.
rope
It's
of
a
some kind?
skull-shaped cave entrance, so you could like sit in one of the eye sockets. Like, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, she's gonna dash over there and start tying a rope to help them climb up it.
Ah, okay.
Because she's hoping it
Sure.
wouldn't be able to go through stone.
Okay.
She doesn't have any idea, but she's just like, they
Yeah,
want
no,
up, so I want to
that's a
help them
good
up.
idea. I wouldn't have thought of that. Let's see. How high up are you, first of
I have 50 feet of rope, so
all? I mean,
I
how
think
like
that's
when you were flying, when you flew over there, how high up are you?
oh, probably like 30.
30?
Because
Okay.
that's she would because it was 10, right? And then I was
It was
15
10 and
feet
you
above
shot
that.
down. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, 25,
So
30, somewhere in that
yeah,
range.
25,
Okay.
30. Yeah. But she's
Um,
flying at an upward angle, so probably however tall that thing is, she's flying up towards it.
it works. Yeah. So you flutter over, and it's definitely in your movement, I think, especially with a dash.
Yeah.
Standard rogue stuff. And it's surprisingly smooth for what's probably a natural formation, or maybe a natural formation. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check for tying this rope quickly and sturdy and just like good enough for several people to hang off of.
Thing.
Seems good to you. Like, you know, it's a knot. And yeah,
Okay.
throw the rope down.
And then psionically may make no difference whatsoever, but she's got the range of 120 feet. She just goes, if you are Bemmy's Meemaw, Bemmy here, with friends, angry void creature, help.
There is no reply.
That's okay. And that is it.
Cool. Demi, what'd you like to
And
do? Oh, sorry.
hopefully the other sees she's going for rope, I guess. She should be
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah,
or
like
she just
you
yells,
can
rope!
you could have tied it and thrown it down. Like that's legit.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand.
Yep.
There is now a rope dangling here. So,
I mean, this like Mima lives inside the cave. Yeah.
inside the
So-
cave through a magic mirror. So yeah.
Okay, how far away would it be? Because I think I might just dash to get to
So
the mirror.
it's super far, but like once you're through here, it's like maybe 200-300 feet further in.
Okay.
For reference, Mima usually is aware, like you've seen her like look into her pot, and occasionally there'd be like an image of whatever's like it took you a while to figure out what the image was of, and then you like then one day you had a bit of a eureka moment where it's like, oh, that's where them skulls are staring. She can see it.
Okay.
So she might be fully aware of this. Or at least aware of what's happening right now.
But she's just not helping just because.
I mean,
All
it
right,
has
Well,
been like
use-
6 seconds.
Yeah,
I,
like it's been really fast.
I
And she
will
probably would find it
use-
pretty funny if more of your friends died.
Absolutely, she would. I will cast Cure Wounds on Silly. You get another 9 hit points. And I have moved as far as I can move.
Okay. Then we will go to Purser. What'd you like to do?
So gonna jog over this way as everyone else.
Okay.
And I'm gonna call out, stay separated, don't let it hit multiples at once. And I'll cast Aid on me, Sultanas, and Bemi.
Nice. Okay, I'll give you a little yellow marker for aid. Because otherwise I will forget. Very good. Anything else?
Hmm. Nope, that will be it.
Okay. It is something else's turn. Let's see. Ooh, see what it's got. Okay, not bad. It's got a dash. Okay. Citalis, go ahead.
I am glaring at all of these people in front of me.
But there is a
'Cause
rope
I'm-
dangling helpfully.
5, 10, 15.
At least you can feel secure in knowing that Purser will never try to save himself before you.
Yeah, because he's an idiot.
There's one for the
Like,
quotes.
there is being selfless and then being just like, I have a continuous death wish.
This is a lot of smack talk for someone who just saved you from
Jumping.
the mouth of this.
If I have the power to help and I do nothing, then I am
Climbing up this fucking
evil
rope.
by any measure.
I'm climbing up this fucking rope.
So as you climb up the rope, it holds, but it feels oddly loosey-goosey. It
I'm
dangles
just-
a little bit. You're okay,
there-
but maybe if multiple people on it, it might have a hard time.
Okay, so can I like grab onto an outcropping on the rock so that these people don't kill me?
Yes,
That's right.
absolutely.
I would love to do that. So I'm like, find a spot where I can at least grab and hold without too much effort. I'm just like,
Give me preemptively
No.
give me a strength check to see that your finger
No.
strength on holding. You have 8, you'll be fine.
I thought aid was just 5 hit points.
Oh, it is. My bad. I was thinking bless. Yeah, well, you'll still be fine. Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, see, look at that. You're confident. Maybe it's out of desperation or irritation or whatever. You are clinging to
just-
this rock face very well.
Option C, all of the above. Yeah, that'll be my turn. I don't have anything else to do, and I don't have a target. So
Ludger, Stalis just climbed right past you, didn't offer any help, kind of rude. What would you like to do?
Ludger will climb up a rope a little bit,
Okay. It
but
immediately starts to
trying to
like
do,
wiggle.
at that point, Ludger, decides to like lower himself back on the rock and take his chances.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, like
I'll tie
you
Prepares
it
feel
his
like
better
it might have
next.
fallen.
Sorry.
prepares his cat C and bayonet, and hopes that this rock is enough, and it isn't. Well, that's future Ludger's problem.
That asshole always, it's easy to put problems off on him. All right. Hick, what would you like to do?
Me? It broke up there for a minute.
I was saying, Pick, what would you like to do?
Okay. I am going to better secure this rope because I see my teammates. I think it would be obvious that he started to go up. It was like, eh.
Well, you also
And
saw
she
the
doesn't.
knot start to undo as he was climbing up.
Okay.
So
I'm going to try and tie this better. Can I take the time to do that? Where are we going? Like, we don't know where we're going, right? Bemby has not directed
into the
us.
cave. Into the cave. She lives in a cave. It's right in there somewhere. Probably.
Okay. I'll just telepathically ask Satalis really quick. Good to tie rope for others, or should we run to cave?
He's currently hanging from the rope, by the way. So
No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you're gripping to the side, but it's 25 feet up. So I don't think you had movement to do that. And where'd you move from? Wait a minute before I say that. Here. It's 5 feet. So you could be like, I think 10 feet down because you had a rope, so it's just climbing straight up. So
Yeah.
you're more than halfway up the rope with one hand very securely gripped around like an outcropping.
I'll
Uh,
tie it better.
okay. Fair.
She would respond with, I'm not sure because I don't know if us going in first is bad for our physical health.
Good point. Is it sleight of hand or survival to tie knots?
Light of hand.
Okay. Ah.
Well, the upside is critical fails are not a thing for skill stuff. So you don't cut the rope or anything.
You successfully tie it to your own ankle.
I did it. No, Pick gives 2 thumbs up. Next person grabs it, just immediately
Yoink!
plummets down.
Like the cartoon, it's like
like-
unraveling and then yoinks her off the edge.
Yeah.
I'm a kite.
Yeah. But you're not sure how much you improved it. It's really hard to fix a knot when there's that much tension already on it, to be fair. Like,
Not good rope, she'll say to Satalis before she. I do bad knot. Don't climb.
Remy, please, for the love of all of the gods, go in first to tell your beam while we're here, so that we can follow you. Please.
and yeah, Vemi, it is your turn as your friends are yelling stuff at you.
Double move, dash. I'm
Okay.
going into the cave.
Okay. All right,
I do
fair.
not want to go in before him.
Okay, that's fair. So Bemi, as always, Knucklebone Cave is a damp and dark place. Stone walls have been polished to a reflective sheen, showing you like in a distorted shapes and sizes as you like jog down. It's a very fun house mirror. And at the end of the cave is a source of silvery light. An enormous, like giant-sized mirror is affixed to the wall, its edges framed in bone. Um, as you approach, as always, it's hard to pull your eyes away from your reflection, which matches your appearance with one key difference. Your reflected appearance is one of a desiccated corpse. And Bemi, it's a simple trick to get in there. Just reach up and touch your reflection's hand, as they do. But Meemaw was real specific. You can't be afraid to do so, otherwise, bad stuff happens. She didn't say what, but
I've done this a lot.
you've done this a
So-
lot. Like you're not afraid. It's not an issue. But yeah, you reach up almost casually, touch your skeletal like flesh hanging off your reflection's hand, and like as you touch the cold surface, you get a bad sense of vertigo as always for about a moment, as the world around you shifts, and now you're standing on a platform in a moonlit swamp, still facing the mirror. Turning around, you see that there's a stone walkway that leads through the dark waters. Overhead, only 2 moons shine, each one like positioned right next to the other, kind of giving the like odd appearance of 2 pure white eyes in the sky. But yeah, that this path leads up the hill to Meemaw's shack.
Okay, basically, I guess on my way up there, I'm just going, Mima.
Well, it's a decent little walk, pretty big hill, but yeah, you went in and you're calling for Meemaw. There's smoke coming from the chimney, so Meemaw's probably in. She's probably cooking.
Wonder what she's cooking.
Well, might be. She has a lot of things she makes. But yeah, if there's nothing else, we'll go to Purser.
Okay. So Purser,
Maybe ran into
there's
the
a lot of
cave.
there's a lot of people on that rope right now, and
Well, there's one. You know, this could be
well,
more.
it's a very busy cliffside.
It is. It really is.
So 3, 5, 6. I'm just gonna get into the entrance of the cave, and I will. I can't ready an action. I'm concentrating on Shield of Faith. Well, I can't ready a spell. I will just ready a melee attack for if it comes within my within 5 feet of me.
Okay. All right. Well, then that means it's maybe the Siren's turn. Siren. Okay. Now it's a little frustrated because Purser may have done some really clever things there. Let's see.
I typically do.
Everything is all part of a plan.
It's all
Uh,
calculated.
So, well, it can't do its swallowing breach, which really pisses it off. So it's just gonna pop out of the ground in front of you, because it had moved over right, like it was basically like shark trailing you in the water until you went on a worked surface, and now it can't swallowing breach there. So it's just gotta come
Yes.
up in front of you, triggering
So
a
I've actually
reaction.
decided I'm actually not going to take that reaction. I need
No?
it for something
Okay.
else.
And it's going to do an orifice and claw attack instead.
Okay.
17 to hit.
17 would hit, but I will cast Shield,
Okay.
bringing my AC up to 22.
And that means a 19 doesn't hit either. So, yeah, that's a lot of damage you just dodged there, and it looks very upset. Well, it's the faces look upset. Its head looks like a black hole. So,
Flame curse you, creature! Return to the depths from which you came.
Pick is very
There.
pleased with this. She's like, yeah, you talk smack. It's good. It helps.
Siltalis is like, why does he always have to sound like he's a fucking cheap
Vampire.
romance hero when he talks?
That's all he's read.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Aw.
Alright.
If I just drop and eat the damage, can I have that movement without spending it to go down?
Well, damage. If you take damage, you'd be prone. But besides that, yeah. If you make an acrobatics check when you drop, I would say you won't go prone.
No. So 10 feet down?
Let's see. You were 10 feet away from that. You had 5. You climbed up. That's 30. Yeah, I think you're about 15 or 20 feet up. But yeah,
Pick
because
one.
yeah. It was 15 feet up because you're 10. Yeah, because it's 10 feet away from the eye hole. So 15 feet up. For falling
Okay.
damage, it's still the equivalent
15, 20, 25. Is this worked?
of 10. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're up. You 10 more feet, and you're perched next to Pick off the rope.
Okay. I look down at it, and what happened to my spiritual weapon when it spit me out?
That's a good question. Could put the spell up for a sec. I want to see what
It's
different plane stuff does. I'll just
Yeah,
scroll
the
up.
spell description doesn't mention anything. It is an object.
You know what? I'll
I think.
say it's still there if you're still concentrating.
not a concentration spell.
Oh well, yeah. I'm sorry. It's still there if you keep it going.
I'm
Let's
gonna
see. Yeah,
point
it's
at
still
it
there.
and get it. 13.
Does not hurt it, even interior.
Okay.
Part of it is you're like
Um,
having it attack blind. You're like swing at things. It's just swinging in the dark space.
And then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do Toll the Dead on it.
Okay, I'll have it do a wisdom save. It doesn't look
I
that.
might have asked this before, but what
Yeah.
form does Sultalis' weapon take?
A lantern.
Hmm.
Just comes out and whacks things.
So it actually passed that.
Rude.
And
I rolled well and it passes. How fucking rude.
I know. That is a fun spell, but it's also like it's not as fun as it could be because of the whole sucker save. I
But
will
that's my
point out
turn.
that despite the damage it's taken, it doesn't look too injured yet. Just for everybody's, information. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I like my biggest goal was to get over towards the inside where the worked stone was at this point.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that goal has been accomplished.
Yeah, at this point you just try and like shimmy down or just jump down on the inside of the cave but hey, it's probably okay unless it like waddles after you. Ludger, what would you like to do?
Would I've gotten a chance to make a reaction shot against it earlier?
Did you
Like
have
when it
one set?
popped out?
If you had
Yeah,
something set
like
up
I,
for when it first
I said I
appears, then
readied my Cat C for
okay, sorry, I'd forgot. Yeah, go ahead.
17.
Yeah, that hits.
4 piercing.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so now but it's my turn. Ludger's going to hop off a rock. Kind of, stay somewhat spread out, but close enough to support. And he is then going to shoot at it with his Cat C.
Okay.
Okay. 16.
That hits. That does
Okay,
hit.
I'm going to use a superiority die with a distracting strike. So the next person has advantage.
Nice, really
And
going off that fighter rogue synergy.
I mean, at the moment, I don't have difficulty hitting things, and
Hey, no, it's
we
a
haven't
good
fought
thing.
any. Like we haven't really fought anything that's armed, so I can't use my Eberron. But in any case, yeah. So does that and 11 damage,
Okay. Take that off.
and that is my turn.
Okay.
Okay,
And yeah.
pick. You have advantage.
Yep, so you could flutter and then attack, or if you want to flutter down into its mouth and attack from the inside, you could do
No
that too.
thanks.
I don't know why you would,
Re-
but it's an option.
Real
We do something
hard
stupid
pass.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay. It's me. I
It's you.
think she's going to stay where she is, and she's just going to draw back and chitter aggressively at it. And I think she'll go short bow on this one.
Okay.
Let's see, how many of these arrows do I have left? Not a lot. Well, I'm going to keep these. I don't want to get that one that bad. Okay. I'll just shoot at it again with the regular arrow.
Okay.
Pray Nope.
Yep, that tings off its stony hide, seemingly having done very little to harm it.
And then she will just stay where she is for now.
Yeah.
She's gonna make
Then
sure they make it in first.
yeah. Bemi, you are running up the hill to Meemaw's shack. And yeah, as always, you approach this. It's the windows are lit. The smoke is rising from the chimney. Uh, like the shack looks big enough that maybe it fits a few rooms max, like a big shed or something. But the door is unlocked as you approach. Um, and yeah, what do you want to do? Bemi, there you go.
Okay. So I'm running up that hill, running up that road, running up that building. Yeah, so I'm gonna open the door.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go, Meemaw, my friends need some help.
And yeah, inside it's like a lot more spacious than the outside would suggest. Pretty wide living area, kitchen, bubbling cauldron suspended above a blue flame, and the walls are filled with strange oddities hung. And everywhere where there's a free space hangs mirrors, some with gilded frames, some with black painted frames, or just black, like the mirror itself is black, and some with decorative wooden carvings surrounding them. Uh, the light they reflect, like across the ceiling as they're all hang, creates kind of a blue twilight up there. It's like counting stars. Um, Behind the cauldron is the familiar hunched figure of Meemaw. Um, she is currently has a cleaver in hand and has brings it down with like a heavy thud as she's chopping at something. And this wizened drow woman in simple garb made from woven leaves. Um, Her eyes are pure black with only a small glowing white dot in the center that widen as she gives you like a wide smile of pointed teeth. There's me, my little Bammy. Uh, what's all this? You bring someone home with you, Bammy? Did you make a friend?
I made a couple of friends, a few friends, 4 friends. But they kind of having trouble with the man with the great big old black hole for a head.
Uh, all right. Well, yeah, no, there's been some people outside keeping visitors from coming to see me, Ma. That's a pain. You and your little friends get rid of them?
We trying, we struggling real hard. They keep eating them up.
Oh yeah, that happened. That happened to most of the people that came. uh, but yeah, you and your little friends take care of that, and come back in, and I got some snake and spider stew here, and I'll meet them. And if they's dead, I'll talk to the ghosts. Okay?
I feel like that's exactly what you was gonna say.
Oh,
Okay.
you knows your meme, baby.
So he's gonna turn around and run right back towards the mirror.
Okay. I would say if you dash, you can barely get through the mirror into the cave again.
Okay.
And yeah, anything else?
Um, no, not at all.
All right. First, sir, your enemy has shown itself. What would you like
Mm-hmm.
to do?
I will take the dodge action. And not a whole lot else. I'm just gonna hold the line.
Okay.
Isn't always
Uh,
on time.
Going to waddle this direction with its little, almost like goat hooves, and doesn't seem to like stepping on the worked stone. Like only one foot is willing to go on it, and then it's going to start attacking you. One sec.
It has disadvantage on the attack rolls.
Well, it can't get worse than a crit fail. So, so its first attack. Yeah. Okay, this is a natural attack. All right, I gotta roll it. Okay. Huh. Could be a lucky number. Oh no, wait, I had the wrong thing. Okay, this is. You can take like as it as like the that weird black hole space moves towards you. It like oversteps and seems to like its hooves slide on the kind of polished stone under your feet, which you did notice. It's genuinely hard not to slip. And you can take a free disengage action if you would like to do so.
Oh.
But anyways, yeah, basically, yeah, you can take a free disengage action to leave on like your next turn, basically, because it overextended with its
Oh,
float
so
attack.
it won't be able to make attacks of opportunity, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It got a crit fail. Okay, followed by an at 20. All right, sure.
Uh-oh.
That's a little
Maybe I
funny,
won't be
but
disengaging.
okay. 21 damage as it for 21 slashing damage.
Yep.
And
So it just plows straight through my shield of flame, and is that a claw attack?
yeah, that was the claw. The orifice got the nat 1, and then like as it was kind of reeling back, you were kind of in amusement watching it skitter around, and then it just pulled the one arm up, like slashing up your front.
Mm-hmm. That just
And
gores me all up the chest, and I go plummeting to the ground.
And yeah, that's its turn.
Are you down?
Yes, I have 0 hit points.
So tell us what you like to do.
Be very angry at him.
It's a free action. What else?
I call him
Rage
an
at
idiot.
Purser is a free action.
Well, congratulations, Purser. You get to make use of my very last spell. Here you go. Get up. And good old faithful. We're just going to toll the dead. Oh my god. This is the one he's going to fail.
I'll make it. Yeah, well, let's see. Wisdom save. All right.
If he has
It's almost a
resistance
flat
to
roll.
necrotic, it won't do anything.
He did fail it.
Yep. That's what I thought.
All right. Well, if it makes you feel better, he's now at half.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, good for me, I guess. Purser! Get the fuck away from it!
That's the plan. Thank you.
Anything
That'll be my
else?
turn.
You've yelled
No,
at
I'm
Purser,
just sitting.
you've done stuff. Okay.
I'm sitting on my ledge, just like very angry at how
Oh,
Purser
so
just.
it's between you and Pick. It's pure like Waldor and was the two fucking puppets sitting in the balcony. Like that is very yeah, exactly.
This is a great place to die for. Oh!
Fucking take your inspiration. Shut up, Zach. All right. So, Lidger, what'd you like to do?
Ludger will take a step back and shoot his trusty cat C at it.
Okay.
And that's a miss.
Yeah, that one seems to get caught in like the black hole and gets sucked in.
Yep. That's all I can really do.
You could back up towards where you hear you hear his Bemi's footsteps, undoubtedly coming with reinforcements.
Yeah.
And
I'm good.
you good? Okay. Pick. What'd you like to do? Next to you, Satalis is yelling at Purser's like prone form. He's awake, but he's still prone.
I don't think I could drag him,
It'd be tricky.
but
The thing would probably. Well, no. I mean, you're rogue. You can disengage for days, but yeah. I would say you could with a strength check.
might just get us both. He probably doesn't want to disengage with it.
I mean,
But who knows?
he's not looking like he wants to be there. He just wants you to be there less.
Yeah.
Look, nobody believes you anymore. I don't want to be in this position. You're a fucking liar.
Let's
Anyways.
see. I guess she's gonna zip down there and try to pull him back from it.
Okay.
I don't know if it will get an attack, like
So
how to
you're a
avoid an
rogue, so
attack
you
of
have a
opportunity.
bonus action disengage. Would be like your rogue. One of your rogue things. You can just do that.
But would it be able to hit him?
No, because it's involuntary
Okay.
movement. Like it wouldn't be able to target him no matter what, because he's not choosing to move. So
Plus,
Okay.
I
it
think
could
that
try
crit
and target
fails, so
you,
it
but
can't.
you can bonus action disengage and whatever.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna try and get him towards the cave.
Okay. Yeah, if you dash, you could like. Oh, I do need that strength check
Strength
to
check?
see if.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pray
See
for me,
about moving.
for the love of God. Oh my God.
Uh,
I roll
So-
so well on so many strength checks for
So
her.
I won't say you don't move him. I'll just say it's like it would be half movement, but you're already at half, so it's like a quarter movement. But you can dash. You can still get 15 feet in.
I will try and get 15 feet in.
Yeah, you can definitely do.
Let's go.
You'd get him out to like
5,
here easy.
10.
He's like weakly waving his sword
15.
in the thing's direction as you drag
Yep.
him.
As like your blood
And
rinse
then-
off its one claw.
She's going to use the let go of the second set of arms to like push Purser behind her and pull out her short bow.
Aw.
She is not talking smack at it right now,
Okay, that's fair.
but she is putting herself in a defensive position.
Yeah, that's trying to look big, flare your wings up, all
Yeah,
kinds of stuff.
look big and threatening, like when the red pandas do it.
Yeah. Bemi, you're running. You could easily get to here with just 30 feet of movement, we'll say.
Okay. Then I'm gonna open fire on Mr. Black Hole Headman.
Okay.
So hopefully this will do some damage, and it does. All right.
Yeah, that hit.
Fuck him up.
12.
Okay. All right.
So I'm just gonna draw back a bow. Be like, yeah. Meanwhile, she says that we gotta kill this Foist.
Technically,
Isn't
she
this
just said
hers?
she'd prefer you
Nope.
to do so.
It ain't.
Nope, it ain't. Fuck.
Damn it. Sorry, I just saw the memes. Okay. So yeah. Purser, what would you like to do?
So Purser will stand up and back off further down the tunnel. I don't know
Mhm.
exactly what shape it is in here, but
It curves, but that's fine for all intents. You can still see it. Important part.
And I will. What have we got? I was gonna Searing Smite it before Drag Me Away, but that's fine.
You could still
So-
do that. You just step forward 5 feet. And
Well, actually, it
friends would
it
love
can't
you.
make opportunity attacks against me, right?
Yeah,
You get
yeah,
one
that's
free one.
still that's still in effect from its whole like fuck up. So
Okay, so yeah, I will cast Searing Smite using my last spell slot,
Mhm.
and I will attack it. I'll step in, give it a stab. It's a 14 to hit,
does not hit. I am sorry to
Okay.
say.
and then I will back away again,
Okay.
dancing in and out of its reach.
Yeah, seems frustrated.
Good.
It is its turn, and definitely smarter than like a beast. So here's what it's gonna do. It's gonna step in here. It's gonna attack Pick first.
No!
2. 22 to hit Pick.
Oh yeah.
13 necrotic for the orifice, as it seems to be like drawing bits of you away into it. 12 to hit.
No!
Nope.
That does not hit then. And then it is going to step. Okay, now
So-
it's going to shift down into the floor. And yes, you can make an attack of opportunity.
Perfect. And you said 13 necrotic?
Yes.
Was it adjacent to me to make for me to make an attack?
It was here, I believe, right?
Okay.
So, not quite.
Did you swallow her?
It did not. The swallow is part of another action it has to take, so.
Fuck yeah.
There you go. So yeah, not bad at all. 13 damage. And then it's going to drop down into the ground as if invisible. Although not invisible, as if it just dropped into the water.
I hate this thing.
You're very rude. Citalis, what'd you like to do?
I'm gonna hold an action to cast Toll the Dead when it comes back up.
We go in the rock. Pick is
Demi,
going
are we
to
going?
fly
Are we
up
going
about
in?
30.
Gotcha. So-
Demi?
We can. We can go on her side, but she said we got to take care of this thing first.
Did
Okay,
you tell
yeah.
her that we would?
No, but
Okay.
she just said take care of that thing first, and then I'll go in, and we got Snake and Spotted Stew.
A joyous
Uh,
reward.
Great. So yeah, I'm gonna hold Toll the Dead.
Fair enough. Ludger, what'd you like to do?
I am going to hold an attack for when it pops up.
Okay. Pick.
Same.
Okay. Demi.
Same.
Okay. Purser.
I will.
You still have some barbecue sauce.
I only have 6 points of it left, so
Yeah.
it's not going to go very far. I will. I'll step 5 feet forward so that it can't juke me like that again, and I will ready an action to attack it if it enters my range.
Okay. So to avoid the excitement of will it come out, it doesn't seem willing to come out of the ground as long as there is no one like in ground shark range. Which after like a couple rounds of this, you guys could just be like, let's just see Meemaw. Or you could come up with other
I
ideas.
will do it. No, no.
I'm not suggesting that. I want to be clear. The DM does not endorse this plan.
I mean, with my hunter's mark, I can still
That's true.
sense
You can.
where he is. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ludger,
Hunter's Mark doesn't actually do that, is the problem. It just gives you advantage to track it.
Mm.
I've always played it as Magic Radar myself, just because I like really like the vibe of that.
Oh, that's
and
fair.
I would say like you can tell reasonably that it's still outside somewhere. Like you have a pretty good idea of where the hell it is, and it's just kind of occasionally circling the cave, basically, from what you can pick up magically.
Ludger will step to the very edge of the shiny black stone and see if that draws its aggro.
It doesn't seem willing to do anything. Like stone may be its thing. It knows if you're on worked stone or not. It's not willing to engage if it doesn't have a chance at eating one of you. Yeah,
But you know,
12
Meemaw did
int.
just say take care of that thing, so I guess it's taken care of. Because he's not up and he's leaving us be.
Be.
We could just go. I think we're okay. Let's go, guys.
That's fair. That steak and spider stew is calling you. Okay. So it is in the ground waiting for its next victim. And we will move you guys onto the general map.
Nobody likes titties like you.
And Bemi, you want to show them how to what? How do you explain the mirror doorway to them as you guys walk down this funhouse hallway and see the desiccated corpses of yourselves and your friends, except for Ludger, who looks identical.
Does
how,
Pick look like just an exoskeleton?
you like a withered exoskeleton. Like the exoskeleton is grayed. There's bits of leather like flesh hanging around the edges of it. All of your fur is gone. Yep. But how does everyone else react to this as you're walking through this fun house
And
mirrors thing and then see this?
we're supposed to not be afraid.
Yeah. You gotta walk up to it. You gotta put your hand. It's like you're gonna slap hands like you did with Cha Cha earlier. You just put it right there. You're gonna touch each other's hands, and whatever scary image you see, I mean, it ain't gonna hurt you. It's just gonna be there, and you end up on the other side.
Not
And-
Out of
afraid of what?
curiosity,
I
do
look
we-
in the mirror and I see myself as a mummy, basically, and I'm just like, cool. Wait, do I see something different because I'm a Kloshtar?
Nope. You are mortal of mortal flesh, and thus see that.
Okay, then
Um,
I will just take a deep breath and touch my hand.
Okay, Ludger, what were you
out of
saying?
curiosity,
Yeah.
is it just ourselves that we see as corpses, or can we see the other people as corpses?
Interestingly enough, when looking at this mirror, even with a crowd of people, you don't see their reflections at all. It's just yours. So you wouldn't see the other person's desiccated corpse or whatever. You would just see yours. Or in Ludger's case, it's just a mirror.
In that case, Ludger just casually, as if it's, you know, with no hesitation at all, just shrugs and presses his hand against the mirror.
Don't be afraid of what you see. Yeah.
Listen, that's a regular problem for me,
No,
right?
if anything, Ludger takes a moment to straighten his cravat, adjust his hat, brush himself off from the fight he just did, and then touches his hand to the mirror.
There you go. Yeah. Pick and Purser. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Purser.
So, I think Purser has demonstrated by this point he's not afraid of death. However, he is very afraid of Meemaw, if that matters.
Yeah, it's any fear. It's the mirror trick is just to get the fear going. So if you think realistically, your character could squash the fear of either there or what's beyond. Give me a wisdom saving throw just to calm your nerves. Entirely voluntary.
Is used to seeing the what happens to her people after they die, and they tend to use them as decorations. So she's not weirded out by her own because she assumes she will eventually be a decoration, and she really wants that stew. So
Okay.
she gives it a little 4 high five, touch all 4
Okay. So
hands.
Purser, a 5 does not pass. I would say for you, there's no damage taken, but now as you as the same thing happens to you, you look around, you see all of your friends as basically their dead forms. What they were seeing in the mirror, that's what you're seeing right now as you look around at them. They look like horrifying undead. Once again, the only one who looks the same is Ludger. So he doesn't look scary, but everybody else looks awful.
But by this point, is Purser the last one through?
Yes, you definitely. With that, you probably hesitated to do it. And if you were to look in the water and see your own reflection, you would see that now everywhere.
So, seeing all these undead forms around him and knowing that he has to go in there to protect his friends, no matter the cost, I will channel the power of the Silver Flame to guide me on my path and protect me from this witch.
Okay.
I have yet to use this on undead or fiends. I'm just using it to just make pretty flames.
Okay, yeah, like you're definitely doing the, I am one with the flame is with me type thing as you're
Exactly.
walking down this. And he is literally a light with silvery fire that's like that actually surprisingly brightly lights up this moonlit swamp that you guys find yourselves in. And like now there's bright silvery light bouncing off the water all around you guys. Um, and for an instant the whole place seems less ominous.
Purser is like a lamp.
He is.
Well,
Pick is fascinated. She stares at him joyfully, like he is the prettiest thing ever.
I'll just take a deep, calming breath and then open my eyes. I'm ready.
They all still look horrific, but maybe that'll go
Oh,
away.
like their actual forms have changed to me,
To you,
not
yeah,
just the
like it's
reflections.
not just the reflection. Like looking around, like they look horrific. Like your friends are all undead now somehow.
I
I'm
won't allow
eyeing
her
him.
tricks to stop me.
Your god is very pretty.
Sultalis is just like, what is your deal? Actually, no, we don't have time for all of your deal.
Uh, but yeah, Bemmy, you've seen this before. Like you're just, come on, it's this way. But everybody else, like this stone walkway made of like as you're stepping on it, these are really big stepping stones. Like, oh, it's just giant sized. And then you look, and it's because the stepping stones spaced out are all gravestones going through the water.
Ooh.
And like flat gravestones fit. They're the words facing upwards. And the moonlit swamp, the two moons right next to each other. That never changes, by the way, Benny. Like the sun never comes up or anything. It's just always two moons in the sky, in here. But up a pretty sizable hill with like lots of like the hill is covered in vegetation and like dead bleached white trees. It looks like. Um, but as you guys like step along these tombstone uh, walkway, uh, you see this little wooden shack, some smoke rising from the chimney, windows lit up with a bluish light. Um, and this time, perched atop the shack, is Malice, Meemaw's huge pet vulture. Um, uh, Bemmy, it watches you all. It watches like you and everyone else with the same look it always has, just really hungry, glowing red eyes.
Bemmy would just wave, go, "Hi, Melly."
As always,
Melly?
Melly's not a chatty guy.
No,
It's
not
named
a
Melly?
chick. Malice, but you know me, I give everyone nicknames.
Waves.
Malice just like stares particularly intently at Pick when you wave at it. It is a giant vulture-sized creature.
I just like I like get between it and Pick just in case it gets ideas.
It's like she's friendly, don't eat it.
But yeah, as you guys climb up this hill, following Bemmy, you've seen it before, so who cares? Them big things. You see these enormous, like I said, curved bleach white trees, kind of in surprisingly regular rows. And then like it hits you, all the rest of you, kind of all at once, that those are not trees. Um, those are like, you know, if you were walking on the spine of something, those are ribs branching off. And given the size of, like, it's literally a full-sized hill that takes a little bit to walk up of. Uh, these are the rib cage of something, a skeleton of something. Like, and looking back down, you can see what looks like maybe a canine or feline head. The head alone would count as like a huge sized creature. So like, yeah, this would be very much into the gigantic, we're well past standard measurement scale creature. The Maj shack is built on its back. Bemmy, you've seen it move once or twice. Usually when Meemaw wants to like make a point about something, usually it just
Mhm.
stays here. But yeah,
Mima? Well, this nice. Creepy. Nice.
there is a sense of like unease that you get here, Pick, that you don't get back home. Like
Oh, don't
decorations are
like that.
nice, but back home feels welcoming. Like it's oh, it's that's the exoskeleton of so and so. He was really nice. Like there's an odd tension to all of this. It
Doesn't
doesn't
feel good.
feel hungry or anything. It just feels vaguely malevolent.
Ugh.
It's
Not
like
good
if
feeling
somebody
inside though.
it's like if somebody decorates with like you have a preferred style, but they do it at the wrong scale or something. So it's like, it's just that's not very well done. Um, so
You mean
but yeah.
tell me I'm supposed to bring warmth and comfort to your heart? That's weird.
Home's
uh
supposed to feel good.
yeah, the door is still unlocked if you guys want to go inside.
Definitely not going first.
Nope.
Got you. I turned the doorknob. Okay, Mima. I got some people I'd like you to meet.
He's back. That's good. That's good. Well, bring them all in. I seen them. I seen them. Come on in.
Okay.
And yeah, like I described earlier, it's a wizened, hunched over form of like drow, like, it's probably a drow form. With the most obviously supernatural element is like the pure black eyes with like glowing white dots. Um,
Oh.
and like all of her teeth look like someone like piranha teeth, basically, when she smiles or talks.
Oh.
Heavily withered hand with like claw-like fingernails. Go on, make yourselves at home. Sit down somewhere.
It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Oh, I've
Ludger
been.
is gonna do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Ludger's gonna do like a fancy like kind of curtsy, like the sort of thing. He would have been taught at the academy.
Okay. At that, she lets out like a squeal, almost like little girl sounding laugh, like claps her hands. Oh, look at that! Look at that! That's I ain't seen somebody with manners like that in a dog's age. You sit down wherever you like, Mister Ludger. And you, yeah, I seen you too. I seen you talking to my Bemmy. You sit down right there, other side of where Bemmy sits. She's
Am I in
yeah,
trouble? Is that
that's she doesn't say anything else, but that's directed at Siltal.
and she okay. Yeah, she just doesn't even argue. She's just away from Benny.
And as she says you, there's like a heavy crack sound from the chopping board. She's still hacking apart something very long and like that occasionally wriggles a little bit.
Yep, nope. She did not arguing with this woman. Stays away from Benny.
And you two, stop all that glowing. You're throwing off the ambiance.
I look at her for a second, and the energy will. I guess I don't have much control over it, so it just
Yeah,
has to dissipate on its own.
yeah. There you go.
And I'm sure the flame itself isn't very happy to be in this thing's presence.
I mean,
This
probably
thing.
not. Yeah, like, and by the way, the room is entirely lit via like a bright blue flame bonfire under her cauldron, which just reflects back from all these mirrors. Um,
Mm.
so it's very like it hurt your eyes. You feel like if you were in here too long. Um, but and you 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 little bug folks keep coming in. When I first made the moons up there, I had that's part of why I had to put the freaking mirror in, because you folks kept coming in and fluttering around up there. It was a hazard.
Light pretty. Nice job on
I know it
moons.
is. That's why I made it. Sit down.
She sits.
Sit down.
Wherever she
No,
is, even
not
if it's on the
there.
floor.
That one. I put the books on it.
Oh,
There's
good, good.
there's a chair with several books stacked on it. So
Gets up and scrambles up the chair and up the little book stack and sits. Folds all her little arms on her legs, like very properly.
yeah. Now Now you made. I didn't say it before because you seemed like you was in a hurry. But you made friends, Bammy. That's good to hear. That's good. You sure they ain't be trying to take advantage of you? You ain't never had friends that's alive before.
That's true. No, I don't think they're taking advantage. In fact, they saved my life a couple of times. They won't keep me around. They ain't taking no advantage.
Yeah, she just kind of looks over all of you, like eyes narrowing. Well, if they here to help, I suppose. Strangle steak, red spiders too. That's what we having. Uh, and she gestures as like the meal is prepared pretty quickly. It seems like it was about done, and the kitchen tools seem to move of their own accord, floating around quickly, like ladling stew out into bowls, which float over to you guys. Stone plates, bowls, and cups, and it's kind of neat magic. Hick, you're the only one who can feel that these aren't like being piloted as if by mage hand. These things are being moved by spirits that are bound here.
Ooh.
They're not like in pain, but there is an overwhelming sense of like crippling sorrow in most of these invisible spirits. Or just
Oh.
regret.
Pick says thank you to the ones that bring her things.
Oh, don't mind them. They know why they're here. And with that, she, shuffles over, sits down with like a deep sigh, wiggles her incredibly gnarled toes, which are bare. Ah, now you tell me more what you've been doing, eh?
Oh well, we got a settlement that's up there that you want me to check out. Things are looking good. We're building a nice little town for ourselves. In fact, I even started making myself a treehouse.
She's listening as she's listening. She's like slurping loudly on her soup as she's listening.
I'm looking innocent as fuck, like
Purser's just extremely tense.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
ramrod straight in his chair,
yeah.
eyeballing everything.
Pick gives
That's
the soup a
fair.
good sniff.
Um, hmm. Sounds like you've been up to a mess of trouble there, Bemmy. Make sure you tell me more about any knee slappers you see. You know, uh, I guess the settlements and stuff could go okay, but probably all gonna probably all gonna die. But that does bring us to the little problem I called you down here for. I bet your clever new friends know what I'm talking about, hmm? I know you don't.
Pick takes the opportunity to eat soup because she's like, I don't know what it is, but I don't want to say it, so I'm gonna eat soup.
do we know what it is?
I mean, she called you.
Purser has a really bad idea of what it might be.
She called you.
Is it
She told.
Medusa?
Yeah, she told Bemmy to come to the city. There was a problem, and there's a Medusa here.
Oh. Siltalis is not saying a goddamn thing. She is not drawing attention to herself. She's got sisters back home that she needs to be there for. She's not pissing this woman off. No, she's not saying anything.
That's fair.
If anything happens to us here, Redemptor will keep an eye on them.
That's
Is
true.
there, is it because of that Gorgon lady with the long hair made of snakes?
It's called Medusa, Bemmy, and you all shouldn't be filling his head with ideas, all right? Don't just Bemmy does what Bemmy does. Don't be telling him complex things. But yeah, normally I'd say my Bemmy is too delicate to be doing anything like poking big old stone monsters with little sticks. Those little sticks he likes to throw. But they've been sitting on my doorstep too long now. They're scaring away my guests, eating them. Uh, but I reckon you go out there, you kill them crazy stone people, you get rid of them, and then Bemmy, you'll be helping your Meemaw.
Okay, we gotta get this Medusa lady. We go kill her dead. And I don't
Exactly.
throw these arrows. I shoot them. You can't just throw. You shoot.
It's like shooting. Don't talk back to him, but don't raise your voice to me.
Sorry, Mimo.
Is that a conversation they've had a lot before?
Probably. I don't
Almost
throw things. I shoot.
Conversation implies it's two-sided.
Yeah. But yeah, you best start with that little old arena coliseum, whatever they call it, theater. There it is. You start with a theater where where old Colsar usually lays his scaly head. He ain't been around for a while now. But if he's still gone, you can ask his cat for some help, Emmy. I know I told you to stay away from that mean old dragon, but just this once, if you's with your friends, is okay. But yeah, if you got your cat helping you, shouldn't be too bad getting to Pass End, big fortress, western end of the city. Bammy knows where it is, but he ain't supposed to go there neither. There should be some potions and such still inside that'll help you all fix up if anybody gets turned to stone. A lot of things around here that'll be doing that. Slurps on her soup again. And don't go at be doing nothing foolish like opening them cells in the prison. You hear me, Bemmy? All right. I told you not to go in there. That's a darn good reason. Ain't nothing friendly down there. Now, and even if your new friends, and she grins like her mouth for her like that's the size of her head. Her grin goes like well past her cheekbones briefly. Even if your new friends got reasons to be doing all kinds of foolishness, you don't. You hear me? You run back to Meemaw if they don't come back, because that mean they did, or wishing they did. But after you got all that ready, just walk into that there temple on the cliff and get rid of the snake lady. She's a real piece of work, you know that. I sent one of her gargoyles in here not long ago, trying to tell me what's what in my own home, and she like slaps the table, and the whole table, which is like a solid piece of granite, about 12 feet long, shifts slightly as she like lightly slaps it. Yeah, and
So
y'all
she
just
looks
need
like
to.
a just a clarification for my own
Yeah.
self. She looks like a drow with black eyes and bad teeth, right?
Yeah, she looks like a hunched over like crone of a drow, like 5'2".
Okay.
So,
and-
Purser will take a deep breath and, like, centering himself for a moment. Madam, you said there are many creatures of stone here. Is the Dalkir active in this area?
Oh yeah, that crazy stone fella. He ain't active, but I guess like some of the well, I mean that's what the snake lady did. Wasn't you listening? Yeah, that's what they here for. And yeah, when you kill her, you just need to, hack her apart, make sure, you don't have to wait till she's dead or nothing. And once she's dead, just bring the head back to me, Mob Emmy, all right?
Okay, so you need Medusa head. All right.
Oh, I don't need it. Bring me her head, all right, Bemmy? Tell me what to do in my own home.
Okay.
She slurps soup angrily.
Do we call you Mima? Ask Pick.
No, that's what Bemmy calls me because I says Meemaw. You call me Dotty, all right?
Dotty. That's
Nice
so
name.
good.
We are supposed to check prison binding at Giant Capital to ensure they are
Oh, I
sealed.
know. I know that one ghost told you to check it, and you's all free to check it. Bammy, you leave if you if you when they do that, you can check with them, but you be ready to leave, all right?
Okay. I'll leave.
Don't be doing nothing foolish like they's gonna do. Be
No,
funny.
I ain't gonna do nothing foolish. I'm just go get the head and I'll bring it back to you.
All right. No, I was talking about. See, Bammy, that's it. Yeah. Oh, bless you, boy. All right. No, I'm talking about in the Pass End. Pass End, when you go in there, they need to go check something because they promised that big old ghost.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be going down in. There'll be a place. They'll need to check something. Also, I told you there's some potions and stuff that'll help you make sure you don't all get turned to stone when you face that there Medusa. But yeah, it's you go in there and they'll go down into the basement area and they might come back, but you need to be careful, all right, Bemmy?
Yeah, it's a good soup. Thank you, Mimo.
Oh, that's my boy. And she her arm just kind of stretches out a little bit taller than it should as she ruffles Bemmy's hand, his hair right next to her. Bemmy's seat is right next to hers. Satalis, yours is on the far end of the table, and you only have a stool.
And
Just like
that
you're not gonna take my kid from me.
She has said nothing and has been very
I know.
polite,
I
and
know.
nope. Because
Um,
Sultalis was the one that figured out who she was. So she's like, nope, not pissing that one off.
And yeah, is there anything you guys want to bring up with her? Anything you want to ask her for? As the hundreds of mirrors
Nope.
glint overhead.
See, I'm just perusing the notes.
Yeah. The only thing Ludger is doing during this whole thing is when there's small opportunities as small talk, praising Bemmy as well. And, especially in an angle of, it's like, you raised him right, sort of like praising Bemmy.
Okay, so that's pretty clever. Get me a persuasion check with advantage. That's a good way to play that. Okay, she doesn't get offended, but she's still very dismissive. Like anytime you're like, "Oh, Bemmy did great here." Oh, he don't do that. I've seen Bemmy. Bemmy, remember that time you fell down that well and you almost starved to death? Like she just brings
You
up
left me there
humiliating.
for 2 weeks.
Well, there was plenty of spiders and such.
Yeah, but you gotta cook them first. I ain't taste so good. They give me upset tummy.
I knows. But almost all of her stories are like she just kind of hijacks the conversation and tells some degrading story about Bemmy when you bring it.
Yeah,
I tried.
Yeah,
I
no,
tried.
like you didn't offend her. It could have gone a lot worse, but yeah. She does appreciate that the implication she did right. It's just he's fucked up.
Now, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you're good.
Now, Bemmy, we did have an additional request to make of your Mima. Do you recall?
No, I'm too busy being sad on the inside. What? Yeah, what was it? Hold on.
So I'll turn to Dotty at that point and say, we would like the use of some mirrors to combat the Medusa with. You may understand why the locals were reticent to give us some.
Talking
We do
fancy
not
like.
keep.
I know. Frustrating. Well, if you want one of my mirrors, well, I'm using most of mine at the moment. She looks up at like you said, the hundreds of mirrors.
Yeah, it needn't
Well,
be a large one.
I suppose I could be persuaded to let you borrow a few of them. If y'all come back here. You know what? All right. Make sure you do it right. If y'all come back here after you go to the den and you go to Path's End with my Bemmy and he got all his fingers and toes, and I'll give y'all what y'all have earned. All right? Then you can go and face that Medusa.
Mercer will just stare at her,
Give us
pointedly
what we've
not
earned.
responding either way.
She gives another one of those really wide smiles. Oh, that ain't no fun. All right, well, that was dinner. Bammy, you gotta help your Meemaw into bed, and then all y'all can get out of here. Bammy, you can stay
Okay.
if you want.
It was a pleasure meeting you, ma'am.
She gets up, not answering, and has Bammy like lead her into one of the rooms. And yeah, like as you guys are waiting there, kind of awkwardly, you know, you gotta rub Meemaw's feet before we tuck in. And
Emo, why I gotta say that out loud? Wow. My friends
and
is here.
that's all right. They gonna be dead soon, and you know I'll put them in a mirror. You can talk with them. And yeah, as you guys are listening to that, like just kind of glancing around, occasionally some of the mirrors on the walls, like you see a glimpse of like a person, a vague form of a person, like banging against the glass of the mirror, as if they're trying to get out or something. But
So Purser will just stand up and like grab Siltalis by the shoulder and start ushering her out.
okay, fair.
Like we just like getting out of here as quickly as possible. Like
Okay.
security guard vibe.
All right, fair.
Pick puts all of their soup bowls together and like, is there a place for dishes?
And for the
They
record,
yeah, go ahead.
Siltalis did not eat any.
Neither did Purser.
She would have commented. She would have said, "It's rather rude, you know. Ain't get no manners." And but yeah, as your the bowls float over to the like a tub, which is the sink, and just plop in without any input. But
Oh.
yeah.
She
I
thanks
am
the
not getting
ghosts.
poisoned by this woman. No.
I'm worried that
Uh,
she would do worse than poisoned you, so we should go.
Yes.
yeah. Rudger had no problem eating the soup. He's eaten worse in the trenches.
And if I remember correctly, like a lot of the eating thing for you is just being polite anyways. Like it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You basically have to empty it out later. So but yeah, as you guys go out and wait under the watchful eye of Malice, who's still very much like just giving you all the stink eyes if you're something very edible. Eventually Bemmy is allowed to come out, and you guys have some direction on what to do and very helpful little tips and tricks.
The first direction is get the fuck out of here.
She was okay if Bemmy stayed. Um, she seemed to think that the next places you should go is the Den of Remembrance and Path's End. Then come back and talk to her, and then she'll give you some mirrors.
What was in Path's End? The dragon was in the
Path's
Den of
Dragon,
Remembrance, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Path's End was the headquarters of the Grave Wardens.
Okay.
The one time like they were basically specialized in anti-undead paladins. Specifically like Mubaran undead.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, yeah, that's the you ran into the ghost of one of them. He seemed
So that's
offended
the
at.
bindings that we're here to check.
Yeah, that was it.
Uh,
He asked you to go
okay.
check the prison down there to make sure it's still rocking steady.
Yep, just wanted to clarify that.
So yeah, it's about 1 a.m. Everybody's getting a little tired at this point, I think.
Purser is pooped. He is completely drained in every metric.
Yeah.
You could sleep in this demi-plane. Like it
No.
seems relatively safe.
No. No,
Yeah.
because you know what she's going to do? She's going to invade my mind somehow, and I will not get the benefits of a long rest. I know this bitch is going to do that to me. No, I'm not sleeping here. I would not
But
say
yeah,
that out loud in character, just for the
I get
record.
that. I get that. I get that. Yeah, what do you guys want to do? You could go out of this basic pot, demi-plane type place and into the cave, but going past the cave might be tricky if there's something still on the ground there.
We're just going to have to risk it, I think.
Mhm.
Okay.
Fight our way through. and make our way to clearer ground where we can make camp.
I would say, what's the limit on number of short rests per day?
You can take as many short rests as, or no, it's as many short rests as you want. You can
Okay.
only do one long rest per day.
Right. I knew there was that, but for some reason I thought there was a limit on short rests. I guess it's just
I
hit
don't-
die.
I mean, Baldur's Gate has a
Yeah, Baldur's
a
Gate has a
limitation,
limit, just
but-
because you could cheese everything otherwise. Let me double check, though.
There isn't a hard and fast rule, while general design usually calls for 2 into each adventuring day. It can be fewer or more depending on the pace of play and the DM's
If there's not a
discretion.
hard rule, I would say right now I'm tentatively going to say 3 per day. 3-hour-long naps seems pretty realistic for being able to get your shit together.
And that's mostly a limit on the number of hours there are in a day period.
Exactly. So, and to realistically, it was about an hour at Mima's, so that feels like another short rest if you guys want to do stuff for that.
Sure.
Okay.
Let me do this a couple times.
Me too.
15. That way, if I get swallowed again, I won't die right at the get-go.
And then aid is still active as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then when everybody's ready, we can all just re-roll initiative here.
Great.
I will attract his attention while you escape. I'll be right behind you.
You're lying.
No,
I
you run.
No, I don't lie.
Often.
I'm a Templar of the Silver Flame. I will not lie to you.
You know, it would be easier for Pick
Yeah.
to be the distraction because she
Yeah.
can fly.
I do. You go.
Do the Iron Giant thing, but in reverse. It's
Okay.
Just flies up into the sky.
I'm assuming.
How many feet to the stairs?
to the stairs. That is a good question.
Which is, I'm guessing, worked stone.
Most of it is worked stones, or at least semi-worked. Like if there was a path there, they widened it and added rails and shit. Let me look here. Because there's one on each side. It looks like. Zoom in. Knucklebone Cave. Move the token. Okay. So 1 sec.
I may have a better idea.
It's about 1,050 feet, 0.2 miles to the nearest stairway, and then you'd be up.
What was your better idea? And if your better idea is like, I'll be the distraction, that's not a better idea.
I have a spell that would cause the ground to shake that may attract its attention.
Okay.
I like that. And I just realized I moved on. What page I was on? Can you guys still see initiative properly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, they fixed that. Hey, one thing Roll20 has fixed in like 5 fucking years. Awesome. All right. Cool. So it looks like so I'm hearing before we jump into initiative, do you guys want to plan out anything else, or is it just time's up, let's do this?
I think that between Purser's spell and whatever Pick wants to do, and then we just fucking run as fast as we possibly can.
Pick was going to tie a bunch of random stuff to the end of that rope and drag it around while flying.
Okay.
To create
But not
confusing
tie-
patterns on the ground. Not tie it to her. No.
Okay, because I want you
No,
to be
no.
able to let it go.
Yeah, she's just dragging it for confusion. Like something
carefully
moving along the ground.
gets a nat 20 on the rope tying thing, ties it to her waist,
Oh,
immediately
no.
just Uh,
that would be the worst.
So
okay.
once we're all ready to move, I'll cast Thaumaturgy over here to make the ground shake.
Okay. All right, I like that.
And
I'll put thaumaturgy up just so I have so I can make an idea on like area of ground that it's fucking up. 1 minute. Cause harmless tremors in the ground for 1 minute. I'm gonna say 20 feet, like definite 20 feet effect, and 25 like there's a little bit of vibration. That seems fair. Because I really like that idea. Yeah.
I could even like triple it up.
Yeah, you could definitely. I would say it's not gonna split the ground, but yeah, if you triple it up in the sense where it's like in 3 places, you could very much really rumble that ground. And I feel like that's going to blind its tremor sense in that space.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
It's not gonna like hurt it in any way, but you're effectively making it so it can't track the ground. There we go.
Even better.
Is just going to throw a bunch of random stuff in the bedroll she's been carrying and has never used and tie the rope to the other end of it
Okay, fair enough. And
so she can drag it.
all right, in that case, then what do we want the triggering thing to be for like the okay, when I cast this you go type thing, or when I throw this rock, or when I throw myself on the ground? Like what do you want it to be?
And Pick is the main distraction here, so I guess it's up to her.
Okay.
You want me to go first? Away from this, so it looked like you are trying to trick it and that we are trying to run in gestures over
So
here.
this
Like,
is the direction of the actual stairs where I'm pinging up here. So you'll need to actually go here.
oh, okay.
Go
To
where?
get it
It's very up the top, so you have to
Okay.
really zoom out.
yeah, north of the cave. Um, and this is going to be causing like a blinding area. So this would be an area where it can still see. Like, let me get this so you can actually. Yeah. So somewhere in like this general direction would be a good distraction thing.
Okay.
But yeah. So if you want it to be like Pick flies over, gets ready to drop it, and then that type of thing.
Yep.
Okay, so we don't need to do any initiative stuff. Pick, just fly over to where you want to drop the like first thing, and at your word.
You guys ready? In their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Go.
Hi.
Cool. All right, so you drop the um bunch of stones in a sleeping bag on the ground, and like do you where just move where you, in the direction you start to drag it, since the map isn't fucking like super monster sized. Okay.
Just around,
Just in
like,
a zigzag. Like
well,
somebody's
she'll probably start over here and then drag it, like,
yeah, they're going in a certain
away from,
direction.
yeah,
Yeah,
like, if, like, they were
that's
trimmers and she's like,
fair.
oh, that it's going to sense that they're running this way, hopefully.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, because if you did that, like they're running in a circle, it is pretty smart. It might not be fooled by that. Okay.
Yeah, she's trying to
So
make it look like they're running from the way we originally came, like
all
we're
right.
going back.
So in that case, the next up, do we want to go into initiative first, or do we want to have like I skip other people and have like Purser, you're up type thing?
I think initiative works here because we're all just running for it and seeing if it catches us.
All right, then Bemmy, go ahead.
I'm definitely going to
Um,
have my short bow out on my upper arms and drag it with my lower arms.
Fair enough.
I mean, until the thing actually pops up, I just hold my action?
Yeah, you could do that.
I'm gonna do that then.
Okay. Purser?
I just had an additional idea.
Okay.
As an action, in a burst of silver flame, Pearl appears.
Oh my god.
Poor kitty.
So I'll do that as I like jog my way around the corner, and I'll have Pearl like split off in the other direction,
Okay.
and also start running in circles.
Hey, honey,
Okay.
check the map. How much is it in
I'll
PI?
like beckon to the others as I round the corner. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just like making military hand signs.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's genuinely too loud to hear other shit, Scott. Your background is a lot of noise. There you go. Thank you. Okay, so then Purser, we will go pick. It is your first genuine turn in turn order. You see, you're getting confused again because Purser said those things were not for eating, but now he's having it do something like trying to get it eaten. It's a little confusing.
She's just gonna try and start making the she's I guess
Go
it'd
in
be
that
running the other
direction
direction.
type thing. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, off map basically. Fair enough.
Yeah, she's dragging it around. She just wants to make it look like it's running in a direction they came from originally. So it's like, oh, they're trying to return.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
And
trying to think what this. So I feel like there should be some kind of check. You know what? This is kind of a nature trap type thing. Give me a survival check. It seems fair here. Or performance if you want it to be, but I don't know why you'd pick that over survival. You're not. You don't know. You haven't seen it breach yet. Okay.
it's just to add confusing information. We hope. We pray.
We hope. Citalis, what would you like to do?
Well, I guess we're running, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, action dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I have no bonus actions at all, so
Okay. Fair enough.
that will be my turn.
All right, Ludger.
Hey, Ludger steps off. 20, 30. Yeah. Hang. Yeah. And since we're all just no, well, no, I'll end my turn.
All right. Now it is its turn. Let's see here. It's gonna do an int check, trying to figure out what's going on.
Needs to be dumb today.
What was hers? Okay.
There's three sources of information, you know.
Cursor, even or odd?
I'll say even.
Okay. Okay. One sec here. All right.
Flame guide me.
As there is, for a moment, confusion from Pearl, and then your signal is cut off as the things form erupts out of the ground, swallowing. Well, actually, you know what? Have her give me a dex save. Maybe she's not swallowed.
Okay. Where did her? So many windows.
We'll give the kitty a chance. No, Pearl is swallowed there. Although she's still in existence right now. I don't know. She's on technically another plane, so your signal with her is cut off regardless, but probably still alive. Or exists.
For now at least.
Yeah. And that's it as it like kind of looks around and or tries to look around. And Bemmy, it's your turn. Oh, and it did appear, so you could your
Yeah.
trigger thing happens.
So my trigger thing was going to be I cast Zephyr Strike, and then it would go to my turn, and I am going to dash. So
Okay.
with so let's see, with Zephyr Strike, let's see, yeah, that increases my movement speed by 30 feet until. Okay. So I'm going to bonus action dash, so that will be 165 feet. So
Yeah, you're eating away at that movement pretty good. That's you're moving.
yeah, I'm off the map already.
Yep. And it's about 1,000 feet to the thing, so yeah, it's
All right.
very good, very good. Then Purser, what would you like to do?
So I'll just start running, or not dashing, but just moving.
Mhm.
Pick! Come on! Let's go! And I will cast Thaumaturgy right here. Let the ground
Okay.
shake some more.
Okay, I like that.
Just confusing it as much as I can.
All right, let me.
Every last scrap of magical energy within me is going to protect my friends.
Yeah. Hey, I like it. 25. And I feel like this is a good color for the Silver Flame. Show to players and move it on to token layer. Okay. Yeah, I just
Perfect.
used the flame from the old one. But yeah, that's an area where you're fairly certain it's going to be blinded
Okay.
if it tries to go in that direction.
And that'll be it for me.
Okay.
Yick.
Pick.
Will's pick.
Yep. Sorry, I don't know why it didn't say anything for a minute there.
Yeah, you good.
She's going to move this way and shoot it
Okay.
just because she can, and then move again.
Yeah, that is fair. 14 sadly fails to hit.
That's okay. Going to move up this direction, dragging the thing with the bottom hands.
Okay.
And that is all.
Fair enough. Satalis, what would you like to do? Bemi rocketed past you.
Yeah, I saw that. I am gonna run an action dash, so I am also off the map.
Yeah,
I
I
think it's
gotcha.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then 30 more feet off the map.
Yep, I gotcha. We'll just do if you we'll do a fast forward if you guys can get I don't know 3 rounds where you're off map and sprinting. We'll say you're able to lose it. That seems fair without getting tedious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ludger.
Ludger will action dash
Let me turn you up
off
again.
map.
Okay, so you're action dashing.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And that's my turn.
That's it. All right, and then it is the Siren's turn. It first thing at the beginning of its turn. Let's see if there's a save or if it just happens. No, it's just happens. All right, let's see damage here.
Pearl has 2 hit points, so.
So even
Dead.
if it's all ones, Pearl is very dead.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well.
The life of a
no.
familiar.
Yeah. Maybe she could have clawed her way out and made it spit her out.
The familiars can't attack.
Yes. So yeah. Anyways, it is its turn.
We're very proud of Pearl. She did a lot of good work there.
It has a sneaking suspicion that 2 hit points meant that it didn't get what it wanted to get. and it didn't get another face, so it knows like that wasn't a proper humanoid. So it's going to dive back into the ground. It's going to, I mean, several things have gone in one direction. It knows to go that way. But it's not prepared to run into to run into a completely darkened room. So now it needs to try and figure out what the fuck to do about this. Let's see here. Okay. It loses a turn with a fucking nat 1 on int. All right. Yeah, Bemmy, this would be your second turn being off screen if I'm assuming you're continuing to Zephyr dash.
Well, I can only Zephyr dash once on that one turn, but
that's fair.
I still have my movement speed of 35, and I'm going to
35.
action dash, so
Yep,
it's
yep.
70 feet.
Yep. All right. Then we will go to Purser.
Hey, Purse.
They left you behind. What do you want to
That
do? That was the plan.
Yeah, that was always the plan. Purser will dash. See, now he's just sprinting as fast as he can just to catch up, hoping that the thing was distracted long enough.
Fair enough. Then we will go to pick. You notice that if it still might show up going after your rock trick, but it doesn't seem like that got it.
Well, I will.
It was a good idea, but it beat your survival check when it tried to figure out what was
That's
going
fair. I didn't roll super well. She will continue to drag it, but go in the direction of the group because
Okay.
she's just
general
hoping
principles,
that
yeah.
it might, try to catch the quote slowest thing or whatever. So she's gonna go.
I got you.
See, she's just gonna dash. Yeah, it takes her off the map too. But she is going to trail behind them intentionally by like 5-10 feet, dragging it.
So you're behind like Purser, who is like a good 100 feet back from everyone else.
Yeah, she'll stay behind him, dragging it, hoping that if it does orient itself and catch up, that it tries to jump up for the first thing it feels that's the slowest runner, which would be a bag of rocks.
Gotcha. Satalis, I assume you're continuing to run.
Yes, 60 more feet.
Okay, that's 2. Luder?
Same thing. I keep
Same
running.
thing? Okay, 2. This guy is, let's see if he gets something good enough to get his wits about him here. Well, it definitely doesn't have a gender. Okay, alright, it's able to find its way free. Alright. Now it's got to use some, even dashing, it can't get too far. And I think you're outside of its tremor sense anyways. Yeah. Well, no, actually, Purser's still barely within it. Okay, so it's got a chance. All right.
And
Bemmy,
pick.
Yeah, sure. Bemmy, you are with this round. You'll reach the bottom of the stairwell if you continue to dash.
Dash.
All right. Purser, you have, I believe you have 2 rounds of dashing to go still.
I'm gonna keep dashing.
Okay. Pick, you have 2 rounds of flutter, I believe.
She will do it, but she will
Flutter
stay
drag.
behind him the best she can. She doesn't know if it will work, but she's just trying her best.
I mean, it's worth a shot, yeah. Satalis, you're about to reach the stairwell.
I am running like I've never run before.
Okay, no last minute heroics. Fair enough.
Nope. I am not Purser. I have this thing where I want to live.
No, Purser wants to live. He just isn't afraid to die.
Yeah, totally. Which, objectively that is.
He knows what happens when he dies.
Of course.
So does
With
she.
iron confidence. Well,
that's what faith is.
of
The
course.
thing
Yeah.
that is not the thing to say to a cleric character.
Listen,
Yeah,
I mean-
so do I.
but you're wrong. That's the difference. Look.
Well-
Purser knows that.
They can both be right. Like
Yeah,
the
that's
Silver
true.
Flame is a special case.
Yeah. And she kind of is too. Like, I'm not sure how it works for your folk.
I think they just die.
Yeah.
We live on through our spirit.
Well, in a metaphorical sense.
But yeah, Ludger, same thing. You're about to reach where you need to be.
Jeez.
I will sprint to the staircase, and as soon as I reach the staircase, I do a 180 and get ready to provide covering fire if need be.
Okay. Yeah, you can't do it this turn, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. It is its turn. It's going to keep dashing. Now it's. It's, you know what? We'll have it do. Pick. Give me another survival check. We'll see if it's gonna try and get that the tempting package. Okay, that's a lot harder to beat.
Rolls a natural 20.
Maybe she thought about it and was like, oh, it needs to be like footsteps. So she just like is shaking it a little as she walks it so it bounces.
So, like, I would take a screenshot, but I don't want to bother. It actually did get a nat 20, which
Yeah.
like
Fuck that
it got a 21. That's the highest it can get. It only has a +1. So it still isn't fooled even with your very convincing footsteps.
God damn
And
this thing.
yeah, right. Yeah, it's closing the distance, or at least keeping pace with Purser. Realistically, unless Purser trips or something, it should be good.
Don't you fucking dare.
But yeah, we'll just skip. Bemi, I mean, you can. Is there anything in particular you want to do? You're in safety now.
Can I see the creature still?
No, it is very much staying underground. It's
He's
it's
still
gotta be underground to do its like surfacing and breaching attack. So that's what it does.
Would you allow this to kind of throw off the trail? As I can give one of my attacks advantage, and I deal an extra 1d8 force damage on a hit. So just to kind of throw it off, I want to shoot an arrow, and wherever it lands, boom, that hits the force damage there on the ground. Maybe it'll be somewhat concussive to throw it off just a little bit more.
Yeah, I would allow that. As you do it, give me a survival check, and like
Okay.
if it's high enough, then you can time it right. Like maybe have it seem like it hits right near Purser, and it seems like that's Purser tripping, something like that.
Okay.
That one makes me trip.
Okay, that's pretty good. Go ahead and make the attack roll and everything.
Okay. Boop. That's a crit.
Yeah. You don't nearly need to roll damage for that. It definitely is going to try and get the obviously fallen Purser next round. So with that, I would say that's enough for like its attempted attack and surfacing, and then it would have to go back down to keep up the pace because it has 20-foot movement on the ground. Yeah, you guys successfully can make it to the stairwell with that. And I will put you onto the city map again. You have successfully escaped the stone siren once more. Yeah, I imagine
need
some
to
of you
take-
are a
she-
little winded. Yeah.
No, she's like, I need a minute. Hold on.
We should keep running. Find
No.
a place to make camp.
Nope. I need like 15 minutes. Give me a second.
Yeah, dead sprint in full armor.
Yeah, she's
You are
like,
very
no.
fast.
You need to let me have a minute. I need to catch my breath.
That thing might not give us a minute.
Yeah, I'm wearing scale mail, which weighs 45 pounds. I need a minute.
So I'll add that Purser saying that having collapsed on the staircase next to
Yeah.
so
Like, we should be running. Dry heaving. Yeah.
I imagine Ludger is the equivalent of that like 45-year-old like E7 that can run like
Fucking
a
mutant
14-minute 2 mile with a
while
cigarette in his
smoking.
mouth.
Yeah, no, I knew
Probably.
exactly. I knew
Well-
exactly who you were referencing. Yeah, no. There's
Being
one in every
dead
unit.
helps, I think.
Yeah, that
No offense.
that's
Pick is
actually
complimenting
super.
them all like, you are all very fast. Good run.
It was hard for you two, to be fair. Like that level of speed while flying is tricky, but it's
Yeah.
not that hard. You can triple dash. Like
Yeah. Plus, she could have gone slower. Like, she wasn't in much danger.
no.
She was intentionally going a bit slower because she wanted to
Right.
stay behind Purser.
Yeah.
I think as Siltalis is like laying on the ground, like, do you think Mithril is a thing on this continent? Because I think I want some.
Firebrass has
Pro-
the same properties,
Yeah.
or most of the same properties.
I prefer some elven mithril. But yeah.
Pick will pull out her little canteen and like wet her little hands and put them on their face.
Like,
So there's little
I
wet
don't know
insect hands on your face.
Yep.
what I don't
Yep.
I don't know what the fitness stat is, but
Like con.
between her strength and constitution, it's not great. She's
Yeah.
got a 14 con and a 10 strength. This
Yeah.
was not something she
Easy.
does regularly.
Yeah, that's
Purser's
why
a
I said
wizard.
3. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Purser's a wizard. So, um, so yeah, once everyone's recovered in various fashions, it doesn't like surface to try and get you guys. It seems to realize that it was snookered and is just going to continue doing what it's supposed to do, which is guard Mima's place.
I thought she said it wasn't hers.
It's
No,
not hers. It was
It's
sent there.
stopping people from getting to her.
Yeah, like the cult knew damn well they don't want Mima doing shit, especially after they apparently sassed her. Like, okay, she's gonna if she wants to, she can get past this, but let's at least make it harder for her to get visitors. But yeah, so you guys are now free, we'll say, to long rest somewhere in this inviting city. Or you could just head right to the Den of Remembrance, as is, without a
No,
rest.
No,
no.
we're gonna get a long
Uh,
rest.
okay. I wanted to ask.
Bambi, do you know any safe places for camp nearby?
Yeah, we go back to the crematorium.
Ah, yeah.
Down the stairs, running across the hollow again.
No!
I'm kidding. Okay. Let's see. If we're up here and we're trying to get up to the northwest, do you want me to do a survival check?
I
Because I mean,
with
there's these ruins
advantage.
looking here.
With advantage, and the DC is going to be like 5. So I
Okay.
don't think you can fail it, but just in case.
Let's
Maybe
see.
I'll roll
Do
a
not-
1 twice.
Yeah, don't say that.
Yeah, no, you're like the area that you literally this is your backyard. You grew up here. You know of a couple places off the top of your head that while they are overgrown, at night most of that isn't a problem. And in the morning, you've actually camped in some of them before, or at least slept the night there. They're not bad. So yeah, going by the odd number of like transit stops or something, or whatever they are, you could climb up into a half toppled over, ruined. Bemi, you think it's like it was somebody who had like a really big family because there's like a bunch of homes in it. You're not sure why else you would have a bunch of homes in a building, but yeah, like this place must have been must have been like 50 people in this family or something like that.
Definitely not an apartment complex
Yeah,
by any. Definitely not that.
What is that? Yeah.
No, exactly.
But
yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So we could stay over here in this old big house. I mean, it's a big house. It's got a whole bunch of little houses inside.
You mean apartments?
Let's not
Um,
confuse him, so.
I mean, look, it's we could all have our own house if you wanted.
Yeah. We call those apartments on
Of
Corvair.
course, but I mean, the little houses, apartment, same difference. Yeah.
She just goes to find one at this point. Just-
I think it is adorable that Benny's like, I knows what that is. This little house, right?
Yeah, they're
I can infer from what you saying.
definitely.
Yeah, we're the weirdos that come up with all these stupid words that don't make any sense for things.
But yeah, you guys can settle down, and it's up to you if you want to do any kind of watch. That's I think that's optional here.
Purser,
Always
before
optional,
we
really.
rest, will resummon Pearl and have her at least keep watch.
Is it the same spirit, or are you going with a different spirit every time?
It's the same one.
Okay, she's a little pissed at
Although,
you, but
I will summon her in the form of, we'll say... No, we'll stay with the cat.
Piranha, as I just let her on the stone. Okay, cat. All right. Yeah, she's a little like it's very cat-like for once. She's a little standoffish, but yeah,
Well,
that's fair.
ultimately, the spirit is a piece of the flame, and
Of
what does the
course.
flame understand better than glorious sacrifice in the defense
Right.
of others?
Right, exactly.
No one wants to
But
get eaten.
yeah, on counterpoint pick, no one wants to get eaten.
And that wasn't
So
just eaten, that was like dimensional discorporation.
yeah, that was
The most
kind of the problem.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, disassemble your molecules type thing. But yeah, you're able to find a decent place, and you can all bed down, and you all have advantage on it. Who wants to do the various 4 watches that would need to be done, and in what order?
Give me. Well, let's see. My trance is only how long?
4 hours.
4 hours? Yeah, like I got no problem doing the last couple of shifts too.
Okay, so just 2 then, if Bemi wants to pick up the last 2.
Pick'll do one.
Okay.
In that case, because Luger only needs a 4-hour cat nap,
Is it 4 or
uh,
6 for you? I always forget.
I think it's 4. Let me double check. Do. Century Trust. My bad. Yeah, it is 6. But he'll do the first
Okay.
shift,
Okay,
and
so
then
Ludger, Pick, and then Bemi. Gotcha.
okay. So
Okay.
I'll roll my my guard shift right now.
Oh, perception with advantage.
Yep. 15.
15. Okay. So as you're there, like, we'll say the apartment that you found, like, part of why you picked it is it's thoroughly sheltered, but there's where the window was has kind of crumbled a little bit more, and you're on, I don't know, we'll say the 2nd floor, which is like 40 feet up. But you're on the 2nd floor, and you're looking out over the moonlit, foggy streets, and you do notice, like, there's the occasional ghost wandering, just as there is a constant aspect in the city. But you see that they all tend to circle around those weird like carriage stations or whatever they are. It's odd, but that's the most noteworthy thing that happens during your shift.
All right.
And it is Pick's turn.
Would you be able to roll my survival for me? It is not letting me
I
open
can
this
do that.
sheet.
Sure. Let's open Pick's here. Take no responsibility for this roll. All right.
Fair. It's the only, it just won't.
Perception. Okay, 18 and 18.
Not bad.
So pretty good. So during your watch, I would say you hear very, very faint, like rumblings, almost yells, like far to the south, echoing through the streets. But given the way the mist seems to affect sound, you're not sure if that's really the direction. Like, but it is, interesting.
Hmm.
Also, same thing. You see ghosts. Most of them seem to linger around those carriage. Well, what your friends say are carriage depots. They just look like little open stone sheds to you.
Any of I guess I could switch out my specialty if I wanted to with Whispers of the Dead if any of them are particularly chatty.
Mm, I mean, they're willing to chat to a point if you ask. Like, depends on what you ask. Like, if you're,
I
I
guess
I would
I
flavor it for
currently
like
have
whatever you,
history.
yeah, like whatever you choose to have someone specialize in. That's what they would be chatty about. If you currently have history, let's say for flavor's sake, you need to find some new spirits anyways, because you currently helped shepherd some away.
I think I'd like
So,
to actually keep history because we're going to be going into some other sections of the ruins, but maybe just brush it up for flavor.
yeah, yeah. So we'll say a passing giant looks like it doesn't look scholarly in the way that like you imagine it, but it does have kind of a vaguely purser vibe to it, just in that it's scrawny and like wearing robes. Um, so you're able to kind of, I won't say flag it down, but you're able to flutter over and like speak to it. And it kind of starts in that you can interact with it and that it notices you. And yeah, it doesn't remember its name or what it was called, but it's willing to tag along as your spirit of history or as your influence of history, whatever.
Excellent. Thank it profusely and hang out.
It seems like the older spirits are really lost. They're very pitiable entities when there's no magics there to help sustain parts of them.
Aw.
Because like if they're lost and wandering too long without being able to fulfill whatever's keeping them behind, more and more of themselves just like slide off them basically until all that's left is the like what might have been I want to see a rose from this flower shop that my wife or husband had, that was their favorite flower shop. After like 1,000 years, it might be I want to see a rose here. I don't know why. After 10,000 years, it's there has to be a flower here, and like, but they have no context, so it's just flower here. That's all their memory will tell them. So
Aw. That is
it's
sad.
it's really hard to help those spirits because they can't really articulate what will free them. But yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, nothing happens, and Bemmy, it is your turn.
I'm tempted to just use my passive perception, which is 17, but I'll roll.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's with advantage, so because I
Oh,
got the
there you
kitty
go.
cat.
That's yeah, that's true. So that is better than your passive. Yeah, watching. Uh, Same thing. You notice they're lingering around there, but um, Bemmy, you notice like because we'll say you're like kind of determined. Some hurtful things have been said. You ain't dumb. You just most of them Meemaw saying them. Um, like looking at these like sheds or carriage places, your friends say. Uh, like you notice that there's, although it's worn away pretty badly, you have to hop down and go over and look at it in person, real stealthy like. But you notice that there is some giant runes carved along the bottom of most of these like sheds. There's one on this block, then you go down half a block, there's another, you check that one, and it's like, oh, maybe these things are like for carriages, like your friends thought, but no, they're probably not. these are things to help draw in these ghost things. Like the ghosts is supposed to help them stay around a bit. And yeah, you notice like these things. Maybe these things are here to help keep the ghosts next to them or something. You noticed it.
So I noticed that the runes are there. It's the runes.
The runes seem to
That-
be doing something. You're not sure how much because that's kind of magic stuff. But as
Yeah.
far as observing stuff, you've observed that the runes seem to be doing something, and that most of the giants that are, well, most of the ghosts, largely giants, that are here seem slightly less like upset and lost looking when they're like sitting on these stone benches. They seem like calmed by waiting.
Okay. Well, because they probably know exactly what it's for. Um,
Whatever the reason, they're calmed while they wait there.
what do the runes say? They're written in giant, yeah.
They're written in giant. It's like you and I can count. We can use we can read and write English, but
It's
we
like the
might not
magic
understand.
programming language.
Yeah, we might not understand coding. But give me an Arcana check. Try and suss it out.
All right.
If you can get it, you'll show up, Purser. Um,
I will show up, yes.
you're not sure, but whatever it is isn't a very strong effect. It just seems to be enhancing like something that's here. That's what you're like.
Okay.
You see like um reinforce a couple times, but who knows?
Okay.
But other than that, you also hear some pretty angry voices from the far south, but who knows? But yeah, the sun starts to rise. I would say for 8 hours, your friends, sun's been up for a while. They're not getting up till like 10 in the morning. But
Well, I thought we were traveling at night.
you were yeah, I mean, you can wait for the rest of the day.
Oh, okay.
But you guys racked out like 2, 3 a.m. at the latest. You were
Okay.
very sleepy. But yeah, you could sleep through the rest of the day too. Just lounge around if you wanted. It seems like a safe enough place.
Yeah, and Purser will take the day to, check out these runes.
But say I would
take some more
definitely,
notes.
tell Purser about what I've observed with the ghosts and the runes and all that jazz. I don't know what it says.
Well,
It's
of
something.
course.
Purser, give me an int check with advantage with the information Bemmy has got.
An Arcana check or an int check?
Just general int
Okay.
to fix the mystery.
20.
With a 20. Okay, suddenly some things are starting to make sense, especially from what you've heard Pick mention about like, oh, I feel like she definitely tells everyone about ghosts all the time. Like, this ghost was lost and I helped him, but he wanted to see the so and so. Like, am I wrong or like?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Pick just assumes everybody sees the world like she does. She's starting to figure out that they don't, but it's just weird because she's like, they
Right.
don't see dreams, they don't see spirits. Like they look at me like I'm talking to nothing when I'm clearly talking to somebody.
Yeah,
Like
the world must be so dull to them. But
Yeah, Purser's
poor
the like
people.
smile and nod kind of guy.
yeah, he's just like, sure, kiddo.
yeah, exactly, kiddo.
Patronizing the natives.
Always a good idea. Then in that case, during the day, really? You're gonna? Okay, sure. You guys, with that intelligence check, it does start to kind of make sense. It's like, okay, ghosts long enough apparently, which you'd heard something along these lines, but the right thing to do is just smite them, and that gets rid of them. For a while at least. Based off what Pick said and what Bemmy said here, it's occurring to you that no matter how advanced they are, it wouldn't make sense to have this many like transport places. And what Pick knows, you're able to put together So as these spirits lose their memories more and more, the things they know are whatever obsession is driving them, and they know that they're supposed to go somewhere, probably Dolur, and like those are the only things they have are this thing, and I need to go somewhere. These like carriage stops are were deliberately placed there to calm the spirits because they associate those with travel. So the runes just reinforce it. It's literally basically mock-up bus stops for these lost ghosts to go sit down and wait in.
And then the priests and whoever would be able to
Would
go and
come
collect
and
them.
exactly, yeah. So yeah,
So that's the
you're
kind of manifest zone like architecture I'm interested in. That's some cool stuff.
honestly, it's a little sad, but I got the idea from the fake towns and bus stations that they're putting together in Florida around like retirement homes for people with
Yeah.
pretty severe dementia or Alzheimer's. Like they literally have started doing that, and I thought this would be a place to implement that. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, so you've solved the mystery,
I
which
have.
Bemi helped with. Like if you tell anybody about that, Bemi will probably insist. Like Bemi, you were a key element in unlocking this mystery.
He may not science so good, but he can scout. I
Yeah.
look at something long enough, I can tell you about it.
Well, Bemi.
Woodger pats Bummy on the shoulder and treats it as if he was the one that figured everything out.
Aw.
Well,
What were you saying,
Bemi.
Percy? Sorry, go
Good
ahead.
job, Emmy. I kind of smirk at Purser.
If you think she would enjoy hearing about what you've done, I'll make sure to tell Mima how helpful you were with solving this mystery.
We're not supposed to call her Mima. We're supposed to call her Dotty.
I'm not acknowledging that.
It's okay. You don't need to tell Mima that I do anything good, because she just goes and makes me remember things that I'm not so good at, or things that I didn't do so well. So it's okay. I did it because I wanted to help you. It's okay. You don't have to tell me, Mom.
So I'll just give him a clap on the shoulder and nod.
Hey, if nothing else, we know you do good things.
Yeah, I know.
When your
It's
friend
just tough.
casually mentions really abusive parents and you don't really know what to do about
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
All right.
Well, we
I
waiting
have a
for
question
nighttime?
for you, Bemi, about Mima. Where are your parents?
I
We
don't.
asked this before.
Mima did
I
tell
don't
you
rightly
what
know.
happened. She gleefully told you what she said happened anyways.
You don't have to tell us if you don't want to. I was just curious how you came to be with Mima or Dotty.
I'm trying to remember.
It's okay. I can like with the backstory that we kind of agreed on was at least what she told him was that they was drow, like tribal drow, and they had Bemi, and he was like, they could tell he was going to be like dumb and small, so they didn't want him, and they left him, and Meemaw found him and said she'd take care of him, and she raised him. That's why he shouldn't trust nobody but Meemaw.
I remember that now.
So when we originally had the discussion, Purser came to like the worried assumption that she just like made him out of like straw and feathers or something.
Where did Mima say she found you?
You know, I don't really know. They was just traveling through, and they didn't want me no more, but Mima wanted me, so I don't know where she found me.
She's clearly trying to think of how to word a question. Um what if Meemaw is misremembering that part?
Oh, I don't believe an entity such as that is capable of misremembering. She must be lying.
She, like, legitimately, I wish you could have seen what I just did. Because she just went, oh my god. Like, the heavy sigh and the head and hands covering her face.
I waited a moment for perfect delivery there.
Look, don't get me wrong. I'm real thankful for Mimo, because if it wasn't for her, I'd have just died a baby in a basket. But
You never said bastard in a basket, but
yeah,
you never got near that, Matt.
no.
Bemi, I just wonder, maybe your parents did want you. Maybe.
Maybe, but I don't know. I mean, do I think that Mima's capable of lying? Yeah, she's lied to people all the time. I don't know why she'd want to lie to me, though.
If she
Just
did, it was probably to spare your feelings.
yeah.
I
And who
I'm
wants to
just
meet a dragon?
As much
okay.
as I agree with you, Sil, I think that's a topic best avoided while we're here.
Yeah, no, I'm not going back into the demi-plane. She's going to kill me.
Purser will like keep an eye on like the roofs of the buildings when he can and make sure that bird isn't following us.
The giant vulture with glowing red eyes.
Yeah. Like I'm worried that it'll overhear Sil being like, "Yeah, maybe like Nima killed your parents and like kidnapped you or something."
Yeah, I mean, hey, like that's how else would she spy on you? Like it's
Exactly.
it's
Look, I
crazy.
don't.
She doesn't have
Not
any
this black mirror I have
that
on my
at
waistband.
all
right?
times.
Look,
That she knew about when we were doing like the deal with the. She'd been watching us this whole time.
Ah, well, that has strong
yes.
shit. Is this thing still on to energy?
In any case, Bemi, you said you've met this dragon before.
Hmm.
Do you know his name?
Let me see. Do.
I am, of course, fluent in Draconic, and I've spent a
Are you
few
really?
days
Okay.
brushing up on my vocabulary in anticipation of this meeting.
Is it
I'll
Silthod?
yeah. Here, I'll post it.
So it's actually a funny story there. I found out just the other day that Purser was fluent in Elvish the whole time, and I just
Oh,
forgot.
damn.
And I kind of went too deep, so
Yeah.
I had to like roll
Yeah.
it back and switch that language.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the name of the dragon. He has a title too, Bimmy. You've heard it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Let me see here. What would be? Here we go. Kolsad has a title. Actually, he's got a long one. He
Is
told
it
it to you.
is it party snacks?
It's not. Give me a history check, Bimmy, to see if you can remember, because it was long. Like he introduced himself. It took a little minute. Bimmy, give me a history check.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good.
What's
I thought
going
maybe
on
I
with my mic
disconnected for a
here?
minute.
No. I was talking, but I wasn't getting any. Okay. History check.
Yes, the
Hey,
630.
that's not bad.
Okay. So you're able to remember it. Like it takes you a sec to like sound it out, but you remember. So this is the title he gave you. It took a.
The curse of the elephant, the ring slinging, the slings, the hash bringing, the smash singing, the
Yeah.
Was
Cue-
was Benny
cue here.
very hungry that day?
Kosa the eloquent, guardian of Karakos, the watcher of copper, bronze, definitely bronze, watcher of bronze.
Yeah.
Does Purser recognize any of those titles?
I mean, you read a little bit. Give me a history check. This will be a little bit esoteric, not, but you've
Yeah.
read some stuff.
It's dragon knowledge. They tend to be
Yeah.
secretive at best. 12.
Something's tickling at your memory, but you'd like it's one of those you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, as long as we're polite and reasonable, I don't see why he would deny us an audience.
Mima said he wasn't there right now for some reason.
Oh.
Or he wasn't before. She said go talk to his cat if he's not around.
Hmm.
But yeah, if you guys don't have anything else, then night will eventually set. I feel like that was definitely something you guys could have chatted about as you're like, you know, the day drags on, you nap occasionally, get something to eat. It's a nice kind of break in what's been a bit of a tense situation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put you onto the night one as night falls, and as sure as clockwork, that fog comes in off the ocean, or maybe it just manifests. Hard to tell. But yeah, it comes in, and you can start heading for the Den of Remembrance again now that all the stuff that would be in your way has turned translucent, and you can just walk through it.
Now, I know this might be crazy, but if you guys could not light torches or anything like that, I think we could hold on to this rope. I got no problem leading us there. Just watch your feet.
What? Why?
Well, do you remember those big stone creatures with the wings, and they tried throwing us off a cliff?
Of course.
Well, they saw us because you had light coming from your magic stick.
Yes.
On the side of a cliff, by the way. So it was like anybody in a mile radius would see that on the side of a cliff.
Bemmy, do you understand how well I can see in the darkness?
Do you understand how well I can guide you through the darkness?
I trust you, Bemmy. Let's go.
Okay, hold on to the rope.
And
Ludger
Purser
will
trusts
take
you
up-
too, so he will do the same.
Yes.
Ludger will take the end of a rope to make sure about because he has dark vision. So
Oh yeah. So it doesn't become a okay.
Yeah.
Did we count people's head? It's stupid to count everybody's head every time on and off. Where's Private Snuffy? Fuck me. All right.
Dude,
Yeah.
where's my rifle?
Yeah.
What did you just fucking say?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. You know what? To avoid my own mental
Sarn?
trauma, we're not doing that.
Sarn,
All right.
I have my ACOG and I have my PEC 15, but my M4 is missing.
All right. Anyways, so as you guys, I was luckily never the one to do that, but I had to be like in the field an extra 2 days while we fucking dealt with that. All right. So yeah, heading for the Den of Remembrance means moving into like you're not sure, but it becomes pretty clear for everybody from Corover that this was like an artistic district of the city or something. The white
Well,
stone
for those
that's
of us that can see.
that's true. So honestly, there's multiple moons out. Even with the fog, like you can catch glimpses of things. The white stone that's the common building material has been artfully worked until it like depicts grand mosaics on many of the buildings, like a giant sized multi-story building with a mosaic carved or worked into the side of the entire thing. Like it is really awe-inspiring. And just most of them have this kind of thing. More than once, you pass by a statue, like a voice will echo out from it, like scaring the living hell out of you for the first few times. but then you realize it's just some lingering magical effect. It recites a poem or sings an ancient song in Giant. Uh, while most of the art you see continues with the overall theme that you've noticed here in the city, paying tribute to death and dolor, some of it's a bit more irreverent. There's cheerful renditions about morning light, or even what seems like a comedic poem that's kind of poking fun at like the idea of taking life and death so seriously. And here is the poem.
There once was a man from Nantucket.
Nope. But yeah. So like it's just I won't say it's not any more cheerful, but there definitely is a different vibe as you continue on through here. And at the edge, like as the edge of the massive stadium comes into view through the moonlight over the top of the buildings, like a brief moment when the fog clears, like all of you can see the rim of this enormous like stadium. She said it was a theater, but something like a stadium. You find your way barred by the like heavy underbrush that for once isn't the kind that turns translucent in the moonlight. This just it seems weird little stretch where maybe the ground's particularly fertile here, or just it was outgrown by the other stuff. You see a few traces of like translucent vines and stuff mixed in, but most of it here isn't budging just because it's nighttime. Um, you'd either need to hack through it or take some time and search until you can find a path that's a little more viable. Shouldn't be too hard this time of night.
I would say to avoid as much noise as possible, that we look for another way in.
It's true. If you did want to just go through it, I'm sure Purser has a pretty quick way to get through the underbrush.
He would light his sword on fire.
Maybe not. Let's
I light a
not
lot
piss
more
off.
than that on fire.
Let's not piss off the dragon by ruining his possible garden. Okay.
You would also make a lot of light.
As you say that, like you think about it, and she may have a point. Like looking, you see a lot of these, they're closed this time of night, but a lot of these are like various not lilies. Um I can't remember. I don't know why I can't remember at the moment, but a lot of these are like tropical jungle flowers that shouldn't be really growing here, and they definitely shouldn't be growing this big. But it seems like
It's
they've been kind of transplanted here and juiced up. And
Yeah.
they're all
No. Let's not
closed at
piss.
night, but
Yeah. No. We're not gonna burn this down because, for all we know, this is his precious, award-winning, competition-winning lily collection.
yeah.
So I'm not. I will bean you over the head with my
that
staff
would
if you
be
even start.
hilarious.
Are there
Drag-
many topiary competitions here?
Do you? How many dragons do you talk to every day? You don't know.
Every
Maybe they
day,
get together.
none.
Maybe they get together every once in a while and have a competition. You don't know.
Last thing I want to hear is the bronze dragon looking at me dead in the eye, going, "Who destroyed my African violets?"
In any case, I'm not confident in my ability to sneak through in the dark while
Or
being
not-
dragged
there we go.
along by Bemmy.
Orchids. I don't know why I couldn't remember that.
You need to trust in Bemmy, okay? It's
I
time to
trust
trust
him.
in trust
don't-
in Bemmy's skills as much as you trust in your own.
I don't trust my feet in the dark.
I
Trust
help.
Bemmy.
I personally help. I stay with. Demi lead others. I lead you.
There,
Nick
see,
flutters
we're good.
Flutters over and is now underfoot, helping you with your feet.
It's like a cat weaving between my legs.
Exactly.
Like a cat helping.
So,
I've made everything worse.
so as you
So
approach,
much
like
worse.
it takes about 20 minutes. Bemmy, you do have to kind of peel off and look for a little bit, but you find a path that isn't through all this. And you find some partially, like, all right, this is a good path. You go back, get the rope, they lead them forward, and you guys see a, like, you're getting near what's up ahead through this trail is a partially crumbling statue, and around it is a kind of odd sight. Um, Around this like obviously ancient, barely visible features statue are a lot of much smaller statues, like medium sized, depicting elves, like tribal drow if you're basing it off the gear and like tattoos and stuff. Really, really well made, like very ornate. Um, and yeah, that's just ahead of you on the path. A lot of like this is maybe Karakos is like a skilled craftsman. That could be a factor here. Most of them have like looks of fear on their face. Maybe that's just his thing when he's
Maybe he's working with the Gorgon.
I don't know about that. Anyways, that's what's ahead of you on the trail, and I think that's a pretty good spot to end here tonight. Because we're coming in. I hope everybody had a good time, and let me check my
Yeah.
fancy new lists that I put together. Mishann, is it not here? Scheduling, here we go. So I know the first next Saturday, Scott, you said you're gonna be busy with drill.
I will be at drill next weekend.
Okay. So have uh we'll have an auto fighter. If it's okay, I might just hand control over to Dan again, and he seems to do much more care with keeping Ludger alive than or in existence than he does with Purser. So, um, uh, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm fine with Beaver.
does anybody else know right now? Something they couldn't mention earlier, a reason that they wouldn't be able to make it or anything like that.
I think I mentioned mine.
Yeah, I have yours
Yeah,
as
on the
the
8th.
8th, and
Yep.
Bonnie has the possible 15th and the 22nd of next month. But
None of my
and
stuff that I know of is until September.
okay, yeah, and
Late
I'm not
September.
gonna make it that far ahead
Yeah.
because who the hell
Mhm.
knows?
I'd figured.
But yeah, so I just realized I'm still recording. Stop.